on the right page, right?
And then it'll save their lives so people can start
Yep.
getting in.
You know what you're doing. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us at the 2020 GratisGives celebration. The celebration component of the GratisGives program is one of my favorites. It's when we all come together and celebrate our community, the nonprofits, and the customers that support them. We're so happy that you could join us today. We have a ton in store for you guys. So, let me start with, what is GratisGives? You've heard me say this before. To be in the community, you have to take part in building it. At the highest level, that's what GratisGives is about. This is our community, and we believe that we all play a role in making it better. This is our way of doing that, through a program that bridges the business community and the nonprofits community in a meaningful way. First of all, my personal thank you messages. My 3 sons, Ian, Zachary, and Joe, I love you. My granddaughter, Atwood, I love you. My spiritual mentors, Stan Chisholm, Brett Glansman, Dwayne Yancey. And last but not least, my mother, G-Mom, we love you and we miss you. I just want you to know we're down here doing great work. I want to say a big shout out to our event sponsors. Jared Lehman with Jared Lehman Productions. Tim Burfield from Wired Insights. Andrea Garrett from UMA. Devin Sizemore with BBSI Reno. Johnny Skoranek with Square One Solutions. Irene Stambaugh with Irene Stambaugh CPA. Shivani Peterson with Shivani Peterson Mortgage Advisor. Jacqueline Garrell with Edward Jones. Kelly Tampio with Edward Jones, Johnny Pullman, and Artistic Gardens. Thank you, everyone. I'd like to take a minute and introduce to you 2 of my nonprofit advisory board members. We have Sherry Hill and Vinny Lucido joining us today. Guys, come on in. So Sherry Hill is the owner of Sage International, and Vinny is the owner of Co Auto. And I just wanted everyone to get a chance to meet them and have them share something about the program. Vinny is the owner of Co Auto, and if you guys know Vinny, you know that he's an out-of-the-box thinker, and I love that about him. So having him on the board was super important to me. Sherry, you were the first merchant in the program. I mean, and you've been a champion for GratisGives since day one. You're a merchant, a customer, you're a board member, and you are a Gratis board member as well. So just take a second and share something about the program that you want everyone to know.
Well, absolutely, and thank you, Kirk. This is a wonderful program, and it really reaches out into the community, and that's what's so special to me. Yes, I'm an out-of-the-box thinker. Our business revolves around community, and that's why I wanted to be on this board. It really reaches out in the community and finds those gems all throughout the community. And being on the board, I'm able to speak with and learn about new nonprofits that I didn't know about, and learn about the integrity of some of these people. So whether you're a merchant or whether you're a nonprofit, GratisGives has a solution for you, and they're helping out the community. So it's just amazing what you do. Rotarian as well, and great sense of humor, great company, and it's really something I'm happy to be a part of and happy to be on the board with.
Do this high five moment.
Yeah, why wouldn't
What's up?
Well, I just want to say that just really honored to be a part of this initiative, that when Kirk came to me with the idea and being able to say, I'm going to help you let this thing fly, right? But
Thank you for saying that, by the way.
But I always looked at it as a chair of a nonprofit, as a board member. We have to be 100% giving board. We have to be the first to write the checks, the first to really support the cause that we care about. And so when I looked at the GratisGives initiative, it was like a win-win-win all the way around. So as a board member, an easy way to give back to the nonprofit of your choice, because if you are a business owner, like you said, I was the first to sign up because I saw what a great way to keep it simple, to keep it easy, and I don't even have to think about it. It's automatic. So I just love the entire premise of, as a business owner, I can give back to the charity of choice through my own work, through my own efforts. The more I create in revenue, the more I get to give to my charity of choice. And then also, as an advisory board member, like Vinny said, finding out about these amazing nonprofits who are doing great work in our community is just so valuable. And then we become advocates for all of them. So that's why I love.
Well said. High five.
High five.
Right on. Thanks, guys, for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you
Right
for
on.
having us.
Right on. Okay, so now let's talk about the greatest team in the universe. I will start first with the out-of-towners and the people that could not make it today. Rick Christensen, he's a relationship manager from New Hampshire. We got Derek Sirianni, who's a relationship manager from Indiana, who also serves Western New York State and Memphis, Tennessee. Curtis Shaw Blassingame, who's a relationship manager from Truckee, California, as well as services the Reno area. And Sarah Doobie, who is also a relationship manager from Truckee, and she services the Truckee and the Reno area as well. Now, located right here in Reno, let's talk about my on-site staff. These guys are the most amazing. So, let me start with Sue Stryker. Now, some of you have met Sue Stryker. Sue Stryker is an amazing lady. We've been working together. We met each other in church. We served on a board at church together, and then she retired and came on board with Gratis, I don't know, 6 years ago?
At least.
Amazing. I mean, amazing. And well, I'm lucky to have her. She does a lot of the stuff that I'm incapable tech-wise to do because I can't even spell IT. She also does the PCI management for our accounts as well. So Sue, when I tell you thank you, from the bottom of my heart, you've been with me the longest. I appreciate everything you've done for me, you do for me, and will do for me, and I certainly appreciate your contribution.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Next in line, we have Stacy Chabowski. She is my office manager. Now, this woman right here somehow has figured out how to keep all of the administrative stuff out of my hands, which is a good thing for everyone. She handles the minutia, the stuff that I hate. I can't stand minutia. She loves it. Great match. I'm lucky to have her. She's got great character. She's got great principles and values. It's one thing I love about our team is we all have great principles and values personally and professionally. And is there anything you wanted to say or just wanted me to say thank you, girl? And you are an amazing person, and I'm thankful that you're on the team.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be part of the team.
Right on, girl. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, next up, we have Burnell. Burnell, my man. What's up? Burnell heads up our sales support as well as does sales. Now, this guy right here, we have some fun together. Our sarcasm is very similar. Very similar. And I could not tell you how appreciative I am of you and everything you do for the team. You mean a lot to me personally. You mean a lot to me professionally. And I know that you know that I would do anything for you, dude. And I'm sure you want to say something, but go ahead.
I'm glad to have the moment to say thank you to all the merchants out there, all the nonprofits. Us collectively doing this together is how this program works. So, and a big thanks to Kirk and the rest of the team here. I personally couldn't do it without you as well. So thank you so much for the opportunity to help this community grow.
Right on, dude.
Awesome.
I'm not going to make this awkward, but dude, bring it in. What's up? Thanks. All right.
You made it awkward.
Hey, sorry, dude. Okay. Next in line, we have oh man, here we go. We have Cindy Dahlberg. Cindy, come on in, girl. Cindy is the vice president of sales for the entire organization. This woman right here, I could tell you a whole bunch right now, but I'll tell you what, when I started Gratis almost 9 years ago, I reached out to Cindy because she's been doing this since, it was a long time, 28 years. 28 years. So I knew that, and I knew that she was a good person. So I knew that she had to come on staff. When I sat down with her 8 years ago, she all but laughed at me, and I went on my merry way. Then she reached out to me. She was watching me. She saw that there were some values and some principles, and saw that I treated my customers right. And we got together, and she came on board in 2017, and she has saved me daily, actually multiple times per day. And she might be short, but she's big. She's big. So I am super thankful, girl, that you were on my team. And I cannot begin to tell you, I mean, I could sit here for 20 minutes and express my gratitude for you, girl, and no one could completely understand exactly how thankful I am. You mean the world to me. You are an amazing human being, and you teach me every day. Your energy, girl, that you bring into the office every day is just amazing. You can take someone that is having a marginal day, and just by walking into the room, lift everyone. I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you. So go ahead, girl.
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank Kirk. This has been so much fun. I can't tell you, I can't wait to get up on Monday morning to come to work. Sometimes we work on the weekends. Sometimes we work on in the nighttime. Sometimes we get home at 10 o'clock at night. But I tell you, this has been so much fun. It's so gratifying to take the merchants and connect them to the nonprofits. By doing that, it has made it, oh my God, amazing. They learned about the nonprofits. Nonprofits learned about the local businesses. All together, it's been great. We have a great team here. We have lots of fun and we laugh a whole lot. So thank
Yes,
you.
we do. Yes,
Thank
we
you
do.
so much. I
All right,
appreciate
let
it.
me hug it out. Thank you. One more thing, girl. One more thing. And it just left. Sorry.
Okay.
My bad. Okay. So it looks like we were just joined with by Sarah. Sarah Doobie, come on in. Sarah Doobie she was announced earlier as an out-of-towner. She is obviously now an in-towner. So Sarah Doobie is with us now. She is been in the industry for about 15 years. Super excited that you came on. You're a relatively new addition to the team.
Yes.
It's been like, I don't know, 7-8 months. And you're crushing it, girl. You're making a big impact. And the nonprofits love it. You've met with a few already.
Absolutely.
And
It's been great.
I guess maybe talk about your experience.
Okay, yeah, well, I love what you guys are doing. Right when I came on board, you initiated this volunteer 1 day per month at the nonprofits, which has been great. It's been really great to, put some action with, in addition to funding them, really being a part of the nonprofits. And it's just
Doesn't it
been,
make you feel amazing?
yeah, and it's just been nice in this industry, which can be so jaded and, not always that awesome, to really be able to put our service and our heart and our savings and then contribute to our community.
It's funny. You just reminded me what I wanted to say to Cindy. It's no longer about what we do.
No,
It's now about why we do it.
right.
Because we don't sell credit card processing. We sell connections
Yeah.
between the local businesses and the local nonprofits. And
Absolutely.
I'm thankful to have you on the team, girl. Thanks for joining us, and we're
Absolutely.
gonna rule the world someday. Right on.
Thank you.
And Curtis also just joined us as well. Curtis, come on in here, brother.
Good to see you, my
What's up,
friend.
man? How
are
you doing?
I'm doing great.
Obviously,
Doing
he's the excited one. So Curtis came on. Has never been in the industry.
No, sir.
So new addition to the team came on approximately 6 or 7 months ago
Yes,
as
sir.
well. And super excited to have you on board. Super professional, and you're out there networking in the Reno Truckee area. And
Yes, sir.
and tell us what you think about the program.
Well, thanks for being here. I really appreciate the opportunity. New for me, I was a stay-at-home dad for a chunk of time and hadn't the chance to sit down with Kirk and meet Cindy. And my wife was in the industry, and I just really appreciated what they were creating here in Reno and the connections they can make, and to be able to step out and grow and become a bigger, better person through this opportunity is fantastic. So thank
Right
you
on.
for being here.
Right on. Thanks, brother.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then we have our final and newest addition of the team. Super excited to announce Lindsay Bradley. She is our new Chief Operating Officer, and she is being tasked to keep me in line and keep things running smoothly and help me scale this thing as we move into different communities across the country and impact nonprofits across the country. Girl, I couldn't begin to tell you how thankful I am of having you come on board, and your experience and your values and principles and your 96 different degrees that you have. Super excited. So thank you.
Thank you. I am just so grateful to be a part of this team. From the other end, I was a merchant that started supporting Gratis over a year ago and know exactly what the mission is. And I'm really behind that, and knowing that I'm working for an organization that is elevating humanity through business, and that we're doing something with higher purpose. And so it's super exciting for me to be here. Thank you for this opportunity.
Right
and
on.
I can't wait to just blow this thing up.
Right on, girl. We're gonna crush it.
Yes,
we're gonna
we
crush
are.
it. Awesome.
Yes, we are.
Awesome. So I'm already running behind. I apologize. That's how it goes. I apologize. So, most importantly, the merchants and the nonprofits. Okay, to all the participating nonprofits, you guys are the ones that do the great work, and to all of our customers out there, without you and your supportive heart, there would be no Gratis Gives. Okay, can someone hand me my phone? It's right in my office. Stop. So last year, if you were at the event, you know that I take a picture of the environment, and for nostalgia sake, I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of this so everyone knows what it looks like 10 years from now. Thank you. All right. So let me open up by saying a great quote that I pulled recently. None of us, including me, ever do great things, but we can all do small things with great love, and together we can do something wonderful. That was from Mother Teresa. Now, Gratis Gives story. Okay, we started 8.5 years ago. And 2 years in, we contacted Susan G. Komen. That didn't necessarily work out that well. They buried me in legalities and logistics and financials, and so I tabled it. I was out of bandwidth. Let me see. So about October 2017, 4 years later, during an internal staff meeting, we came together and said, okay, guys, everything's going well. We need to figure out how to start giving back. So we came up with an internal idea of we only service local nonprofits. Regardless of how amazing the national might be, we only service locals. And that was important to us because, like I said in the beginning, this is our community and this is our job. And I feel obligated, as well as everyone on my team feels obligated, to make our community better. I love when Lindsay said elevating humanity through business. I love that saying. Another one I love is we give you the opportunity to give where you live. That's a great one. This is our community. This is our corner of the earth, and we are obligated to make it better. So, go ahead. Let me explain to you the reason for the videos. The videos were because, and I'm rushing. I apologize, guys, but I'm behind. Woo! Okay, so the purpose of the videos was just this. It is very important for me and our team that we build a connection between the local nonprofits and the local businesses. And because we can't do a celebration this year, we had to think of another way we could bring value to the nonprofits. And after at least a dozen different ideas, we came up with, we found a void. And the void was, they didn't have many videos. The videos that they may have had were videos of beneficiaries of the program. They didn't have anything that told their purpose, their story, their mission. And we wanted to give them the opportunity to sit down and do a one-on-one interview with me so that I can help them cast the vision of their nonprofit, tell their purpose, vision, and story. And that way they can use it moving forward when they apply for grants, when they apply for donations, all of that, all that can be used for years. So, with all that being said, let's start. I want to introduce our first nonprofit. Our first nonprofit video that we're going to launch for you today is the 4Kids Foundation. Now, the 4Kids Foundation is an amazing program. They're right here in Reno, and I look forward to learning a little bit more about them right here during this video. And when you come back, we're going to be all here together, and we're going to meet the executive director, and we're going to do the check presentation. So thanks, and enjoy the video. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining this installment of the 2020 Gratis Gives Celebration. I'm being joined right now with the Executive Director for the 4Kids Foundation, Annie Coney Stewart. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Kirk.
Right on. So Annie, let's start with, how did 4Kids Foundation start? When did it start?
So in 2003, our founder is Dr. Earl Nielsen. He was working with kids' behavioral health, and he realized that there were kids that, despite the many programs out there, that were falling through the cracks and finding themselves not eligible to receive products and services for their urgent needs. And it was based on that 4Kids Foundation came to be.
What is the mission of 4Kids Foundation?
4Kids Foundation funds the urgent unmet needs of children from birth through age 20 in northern Nevada. And so what we do is we step in and fund when there is no other resource. We help the kids no one else does.
Okay. Give us an example of where you might step in.
For example, we have children that maybe don't have dental coverage and their parents can't afford to take them to the dentist, and so we'll step in and fund that need.
Okay.
So we fund medical, dental, psychological, and educational products and services. We're unique in that we try to fill in the gaps when no one else will cover the service. That's where we try to step in and fill that need. Every application is reviewed by our board of directors, and part of my job is to look for alternative funding sources. And so I'll look online, I'll reach out to our community partners, and we've developed quite a few partners locally that provide products and services for kids, like computers and discounted dental. And so I'll reach out to those partners first to see if we can get coverage for the child.
Right.
And if not, then we take the application to our board for consideration.
Love it.
Yeah.
Oh, great organization. So Annie, exactly who and where does 4Kids Foundation service?
We help children in northern Nevada from birth all the way to age 21. And so therefore, those kids that fall out of the system at age 18, they might age out. We still help all the way up to age 21, which is good for those kids that are aging out of the foster system. Yeah.
Excellent. Talk to me about the processes that 4Kids Foundation uses to bring their mission to the community.
Well, we have quite an online presence now.
Okay.
We have 3 social media channels that I'm the only employee on staff. And so that's my job to update the website with stories of the kids that we've helped. We use our social media channels, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, to share stories of the kids that we've helped and share our mission. A part of what I also do is go out and give presentations to local service clubs, Lions clubs, Rotary clubs, and to schools and to service providers, so that the more people that know about what we do, the more children that ultimately will be able to help.
Right.
And so part of my job is to go out and give presentations at these schools, and we send out information outside of the area. I work with about a 50-mile radius from here where I drive and go give presentations. Otherwise, I'll mail information to Boys and Girls Clubs and service clubs out of the area, out of the local Reno area.
Excellent, excellent. Talk to us a little bit about the application process. Not necessarily how to fill it out, but more so when you bring it to the board. How does that work?
Yeah, so parents and guardians go on to our website, and we also have paper applications they can download and submit. Once I get an application, I contact the family and kind of do an interview. What's going on? How many kids are in the household? Do you have insurance? What's the need that the child has? And once I ascertain the need, then I'll start looking for alternative funding sources. One time we had a child that needed genetic testing, and locally they quoted him $5,000 for that test. I was able to secure a company in Boston that could do it for $500 on a sliding scale. So that's part of my job, is to find alternative funding and then ask for discounts. So from our local service providers, we have relationships with many businesses in town that know us, and they know we're a small nonprofit that try to maximize our funds, and they're willing to give us a discount on orthodontia, glasses, computers, different things like that.
Awesome.
Yeah, so once I've got all that information together and letters of support from the doctors or whoever's recommending that the child get the product or service, we present it to the board of directors, and we meet every 2 weeks by phone. Every single application is reviewed by the board. They ask their questions. Sometimes they have to go back and get a little more information. If it's approved, we pay the service provider directly, order the product or service to be delivered, or in certain cases, I'll go shopping with local families. That way we know that the funds are being used for the purpose that it was intended.
I remember not too long ago, you went out and did a big shopping. Was that for the holidays?
We did. Well, actually, last summer we did a big back-to-school thing at JCPenney's here in Reno. And our board members came, and we had kind of an assembly line where the kids were getting their clothes, and, it was really pretty cool. And then in December, we did a coat giveaway. We partnered with Souls for Souls and Macy's.
Right on.
And our friends at Reno Buick GMC Cadillac in Reno opened up their doors to put out hot chocolate and cookies. And we had, I think we had 1,000 coats from infant to, kind of young adult. Beautiful, really nice, beautiful coats that Macy's donated. So that was really awesome.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Tell me a story of impact. Maybe a specific instance, a specific child, a specific family that came to you in need and just blew your mind at the end of it.
I've got a lot.
It's funny, all of you say it.
I've got a lot, and some of them, I kind of build a relationship with the parents. You're talking about things with them, and they're stressed and they're struggling, and we're stepping in and providing a service that just takes a weight off. Most recently, we had a physically abused mom who was pregnant in a high-risk pregnancy, and she had a little one at home and was going to be going into labor shortly in the next couple of weeks, and didn't have anyone to watch her first child while she was going into the hospital. And the nurses had determined that it was a high-risk pregnancy. She might end up with a C-section and multiple days in the hospital. And so she came to us and asked if we could help her fund 24/7 childcare for her first child who was at home. And our board approved that. And so we found,
so awesome.
I know, and she found a woman that she trusted that could watch her little one. And when she did go to the hospital, she texted me that morning and said, "I'm in labor, I'm going to the hospital." I said, "Okay, good." Everything was in place. She didn't have to, she didn't have to worry about, she had enough going on with a high risk pregnancy. She just didn't have to worry about what was going to be happening with her first one who was at home. And then she texted me a couple days later. She was home safe and sound. The baby was fine. Delivery was okay. And she just said that it was just such a weight off her shoulders to know that someone was going to help her fund childcare for her, because she was a single mom and really struggling in a very unique situation going on in her life.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, that was a good one.
As the executive director for 4Kids Foundation, how can the community help you right now?
Thank you for asking that question. We could always use the community support financially, but then also to support our events. We did have to cancel our spring fundraiser, but we're planning on a golf tournament later on this fall, and we're always looking for supporters for that.
Okay.
And then also, I'm always looking for people to share our mission and help us identify those kids that have a need. It's not always just asking about money. It's asking to help us identify. Everybody knows some kids, and everybody knows a kid that maybe has a need that we could maybe help.
Excellent.
So share our message.
And if someone might be interested in learning more about your services, where would they go?
You go to our website, 4Kids, F-O-R, kidsfoundation.org. You can always call me. It's 775-741-5231. We're on the website. We're on Facebook, so LinkedIn. Check us out.
Right on. Tell us about your experience with the Gratis team.
I love the Gratis team.
We love you too.
Every time I have any interaction with you guys, I always leave feeling good. And it's like, wow, this is so awesome. And everybody is just like Kirk. They all, your staff. No, I mean in the respect that your staff is passionate about what they're doing.
Yeah.
And, when they call me up and say, "Can I come over? We want to volunteer and help you stuff envelopes for your mailer." It's like, really? Okay, awesome. Come on over,
Don't let me stop you.
No, but they've always been super polite and super dedicated to what they're doing and believe in the mission. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. No, I always leave going, wow, those guys are so amazing.
Everyone on the Gratis team is inspired by the bridge building component of the GratisGives program. When we connect the local business owners to the local nonprofits, it is an odd sense of awesomeness. Do you have a story of connection that we have provided for you?
Yes, I do. We worked with Fit Learning Center in South Reno, Donnie Newsom.
Right on.
And
great guy.
Our board chair and one of my board members went down to meet him. We were getting some applications from him, and so our board wanted to kind of find out what they do down there. Totally impressed with their program and kind of told them about you guys too. And so now we've developed a relationship with them because we were getting applications for assistance. And because of their relationship with us, they've offered us some substantial discounts, which help us maximize our funds again so that we can help more kids.
Now, they became a customer.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then chose you.
Oh, great.
That's awesome how that works.
Yeah, those guys are fabulous too. Yeah. Love what they're doing down there for our kids.
Right
yeah.
On. With so many credit card processing companies out there today, what would you say to a potential business owner that is considering using GratisGives?
I would say that if you're a business owner and you want to save money on credit card processing and you want to give back to the community in an easy way where you don't even have to think about it, it's like a no-brainer. Why wouldn't you go to the Gratis program and sign up for GratisGives?
It's pretty funny. Almost every executive director I've sat with so far has said almost the same thing, that it's a no-brainer.
Oh.
I love that. And because coming from us when we talk to a business owner, it's hearsay. But coming from someone that's living it and reaping the rewards of it, it's gospel, and that feels good when you all say the same thing without talking to one another. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's right on.
You don't even have to think about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Annie, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate everything you do for the community. I love working with you personally. I love your board, and I just want to say thank you for everything you do.
Well, we appreciate you guys too. Thank you so much.
Right on. Okay. All right. That was an awesome video, Annie. I really appreciated sitting down and making that video with me, and we had some fun doing it.
It was
Thank
a
you.
blast.
Right
Yes.
on. So before we get going, I just want to thank the merchants that have chosen the 4Kids Foundation. Just so you guys know, Annie is the executive director for 4Kids Foundation. She does amazing work, and the merchants that have chosen you guys are Battleborn Auto Electronics, Bright Glass, Crown Collision Center, CSG Direct, DSX Voice, Fit Learning Consulting, Fit Learning Sierra Learning Lab, Front Office Staff, Global Goods, Sunshine Service, Sunshine Auto Service, Upstate Nevada, Maslow Creative, Nevada Blue in Reno, Northern Nevada Women's Health, OCG Creative, Omni Chiropractic, Ponderosa Pediatrics, Sage International, Sierra Sunrise Wellness Group, and Simcoe Imported Shoes. Those are the merchants that have chosen to support your nonprofit. So for all of you business owners that I just called out, I just want to say thank you. And Annie, I'm sure you want to say thank you as well. But awesome.
We do want to thank you. Without your support, we couldn't do what we do.
Right on. They obviously just heard a ton about 4Kids Foundation, but I love what you guys do, and I love you as a person. I think you're an amazing person to work with, and I think we said in the video that that how much we have fun working together.
We
so
do.
now come to the check presentation part. Can I get a drum roll, please? Okay. So
Ring the bell.
over the last 12 months, the participating merchants, through their merchant processing, each one of them allocated a piece of their savings to be dog-eared for your nonprofit. And the combined total for this year's, for your organization, was $5,900, can you read that upside down? $5,965.
Oh my gosh! That is so amazing.
It brings a ton of enjoyment for each one of us.
Goosebumps.
Have fun cashing that.
Without
and-
anybody touching it.
So again, Annie, thank you for being part of the organization. Thank you for letting us help you guys out. I know you guys do great work, and we're going to get going on to the next nonprofit and see if we can
Okay.
make up some time.
Thank you. Thank all of you guys.
Thank you.
You guys are amazing.
Right on. So the next nonprofit the video that we're going to share is an amazing nonprofit here locally in Reno. They've been around for a long time. You'll hear all about them in the video, and it's Care Chest of the Sierra, and enjoy learning about them. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining this segment of the 2020 GratisGives celebration. I'm being joined with Ann Schiller, who is the Executive Director for Care Chest. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Let's just jump right in. How and when did Care Chest start?
Care Chest started 30 years ago. This is actually our 30th anniversary this year. So back in 1990, we were founded by 3 pharmacists, and they discovered that there was a need in the community where folks needed durable medical equipment, but they couldn't afford it. And so what they decided to do is start taking in donations of durable medical equipment, refurbishing and cleaning them and loaning them back out. And that's how our agency started 30 years ago.
Wow, that is awesome. That's a great story. What is the mission of Care Chest?
Care Chest's mission is to provide low-income folks, Nevadans in need, of durable medical equipment and medical supplies.
And you have a warehouse right here on site.
We do. We call it, we like to say that's where the magic happens.
Right.
Because it's full of all kinds of durable medical equipment pieces. We have all kinds of supplies for folks that need help with colostomy care. They need diabetic supplies. They get those on a monthly basis. We have medical nutrition in our warehouse, like Ensure and Glucerna. We also carry incontinence protection. It's not a fun thing to talk about, but a lot of people need that help. And so we have pull-ups and incontinence protection for folks if they need that on a monthly basis too.
Beautiful, beautiful. Who and where does CareChest serve?
Well, CareChest serves all ages. So anybody from, birth to up into, their older years. There's no age limit there. We are also serving a lot of Nevada now. We have several programs that serve all of Nevada. Our Care Loan program serves all of Nevada, and they provide low interest loans to folks who need assistance with staying independent in their homes, and they might need, a vehicle or a modification in their home. And so these are low interest loans for folks, and that program serves the whole state. Our independent living program currently serves from Tonopah up. And then our main program, we just expanded about a year and a half ago to over 8 counties in Nevada, and we're in a number of locations. We have 3 different closets that we've set up so that folks in these communities, in these rural communities like Gerlach, we have one in Schurz, and we have one in Ely, they can come in to these CareChest closets and obtain the medical supplies and equipment that they need at any time. They don't have to wait for us to come once a month to our mobile locations, which we're doing as well. These closets are very instrumental in serving these populations with, the items that they need immediately.
How many programs nationwide operate like yours, or are you guys truly the model? People follow what you do?
Well, it's funny you ask that because we get a lot of calls from around the United States asking, is there a CareChest in my community? They want to get supplies or equipment from us, and we can't serve them because we only serve Nevadans and a few Californians, depending on where you live. And so it's a very unique program, and it's very rare, especially because we have all of these different pieces to our program.
Right.
We have the independent living, we have the care loan, we have prescription assistance, we have diabetic supplies. We also do the liquid nutrition and the durable medical equipment. And so there's a lot of places that have durable medical equipment that they loan out, but there's no place that does all of these services all at once.
Excellent. How does CareChest deliver its mission to those in need?
Well, we have services up here at our main location on North Virginia, but we also have mobile locations both in the Reno-Sparks area and in the rural communities where we take all of our supplies and equipment out to these locations. And then what it does is it helps folks who have a difficult time with transportation or they're homebound and we're in a location closer to their home. And we go once a month to these locations, both locally and in rural communities, and provide our services out in the community as well as here on site.
Beautiful. So you have a location here in North Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
You have mobile units, and you have closets set up across northern Nevada.
Correct.
Awesome. Meet them where they're at.
Exactly.
Love that. With doing the mission for 30 years, tell us a phenomenal story of impact.
Well, there's been so many, as you can imagine, Recently, we had a gentleman that had a traumatic accident. He is now a quad, and in order for him to be at home, he needed a lot of modifications to his home. He also needed a new vehicle. We were able to help him with a vehicle, with a lift for that vehicle. We're in the process of doing the modifications to his home so that he can be at home and be independent and not be in a facility, a long-term care facility. And so that's just one that's recent, but, there's been, so many. We had a kiddo that actually we've highlighted before. She's on all of our collateral paper right now, and she came in new to the area, and, she has cerebral palsy, and she needed a walker so that she could get around easier. And so we were able to provide her with a stand-up walker that would fit her. And she's able to use that at school, in the playground, all of those different places that, a normal kid would like to be. And recently we got a video from her mom, and she just started walking on her own without the walker.
That's amazing.
And so we were all just so excited to see that.
What a good feeling, huh?
Yep.
As the executive director for Care Chest, what could the community do right now to help you?
Well, the community has been so supportive. That's why we've been able to be here for 30 years. We rely on donations of durable medical equipment and supplies to give to those that are less fortunate. And so donations are so important to us, both monetary and supplies and equipment. And so that is always helpful for our agency. And then the gift of time is a priceless gift that, you know, we have some amazing volunteers here at Care Chest that have been here for 13, 14 years. So your gift of time is priceless to us because you're giving of yourself. And so we love our volunteers. We'd love to have more volunteers, and so that's always something that's helpful.
Well said. Considering that the GratisGives funds that are given to Care Chest are unrestricted, how do you plan to use those gratis funds to further your mission?
That's always so helpful when a donor gives us funds that are unrestricted, because we can use them in any arena that we might be lacking. And so, you know, we would evaluate to depending on what area is most in need. We spend the most amount of our funding on liquid nutrition and diabetic supplies and prescription assistance. And so most likely that funding would go directly to one of those programs. We are also expanding to more locations currently, and so it could possibly go to more rural outreach as well.
Talk to us about your experience so far with the GratisGives team.
Well, I think Care Chest has been involved from the very beginning, before we even had one merchant.
That's right.
And so we've been...
Thank you for that.
Yes, thank you. So we've been riding along this wild ride that you have been on for the last few years, and it's been great for Care Chest. You know, we've developed relationships with businesses that we didn't have prior. And so because of that, that's, you know, also blossomed into some really great sponsorships from some of these groups. CSG is one of them, and she was a sponsor. CSG was a sponsor for our Bacon, Bourbon, and Brews last year.
Right on, right
and
on.
so that wouldn't have happened if we didn't have the relationship through GratisGives that was built on the merchant services side.
Internally, it's one of our favorite components of the program, is the connection between the local business owners and the local nonprofits. Your story, as well as the other nonprofits, we all have amazing stories of connection that are coming out of this program, and that stuff inspires us.
It's awesome.
And thank you for joining us today. Care Chest is an amazing program. They do great work throughout Northern Nevada, and we are very fortunate to have you guys as part of the program, and I just wanted to say thank you.
No, thank you. We're the fortunate ones, and we're so thrilled to be a part of GratisGives.
Right on. Thank you. All right. Thank you for watching the video about Care Chest. We're being joined right now with the Executive Director, Ann Schiller, and Jacob Johnson from Care Chest. And guys, I just wanted to say thank you for being part of the organization. And before we get into the check presentation, I want to take this opportunity and thank all of the merchants that may be watching that have selected Care Chest as their nonprofit of choice. Okay? So we have Carson Surgical Group. We have CSG Direct, D&L Tile, Exotic Designs, Mary Chewy's Mexican Kitchen in Reno, as well as the one in Sparks, Mary Chewy's. Nevada Blue in Carson City, Nevada Motorcycle Specialty, KTM, Nevada Vein and Vascular, Nevada Water and Fire Restoration, Sage International, Sunshine Service, The Purple Bean, and VCM Collision Center. Those are the merchants that have selected you guys.
Amazing.
And I just wanted to say thank you. Working with you guys have been great. You're both a pleasure to work with. And at any time we may need something, you guys are super responsive. And I love what you guys do for the community. I know that I have a tiny little story. I apologize. But I was introduced to you guys right as the time my mom was passing. And someone had lent her a bed. I'm not sure if I told you this. I think I told you this story. But It was such a great connection instantaneously for me, because people donating medical supplies is just an awesome item, and I'm just thankful for what you guys do. So I'm going to take this opportunity now and give you guys your check, and which I think is what you guys came for, right? Woo!
Drum roll.
All right. Yep. Sorry, here we go. So to the Care Chest Sierras, we have $3,846.57.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Right on. Thank you.
you.
And again, appreciate you coming. And if there's anything we can do for you moving forward, just let us know. And thank you. For
Thank
everything.
you, and I'd like to thank all of the GratisGives team members here. Kirk, you guys have been involved with, or we've been involved from the beginning.
That's right.
And we're thrilled to be a partner. But most of all, I'd like to thank our merchants that have chosen us. This is huge for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Right on. Now we're going to just jump right into our next one. Now the next one is super special today. And you might say, why is that? It's because this is the first day they will be part of the GratisGives program. We are announcing their existence into the program, and I cannot begin to clearly articulate to you enough how excited I am to introduce to you our next nonprofit. Our next nonprofit is Quest Counseling and Consulting, and they're right here in Reno, and you're about to learn all about what they do and how they do it. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll be right back with the check. Thank you. Hello, and thank you for joining this installment of the 2020 GratisGives celebration. It is with much excitement I get to introduce one of the new nonprofits that we are adding to the program this year. We are joined with Jolene DeLune, who is the Executive Director for Quest Counseling. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Right on, right on. We couldn't be any more excited to have you be part of the program this year. How and why did Quest Counseling start?
We began in 2003 as a nonprofit that specialized in adolescent treatment. And we opened our business because we felt like everybody should have quality access to substance abuse services. And at the time, we weren't doing mental health services. But we had, Deb Kampka and myself started the business, and we had worked at another treatment center, and we learned a lot of lessons there.
Right.
And we felt like we loved the population that we worked with. We liked working with teens and their parents and families, and we wanted to be able to work with clients who may not make it to treatment otherwise. So many of them were court-ordered by Washoe County Juvenile Services. And as time went by, we started working with adults a couple years after that, and our adult population really grew, our adolescent population really grew, and then we expanded into a lot of mental health services as well.
Awesome.
And
awesome.
our mission has always been to deliver behavioral health services that exceed a client's expectation, because sometimes expectations for treatment are very low based on previous experiences that someone may have had, and we've always really tried to give a different experience to our people.
That's awesome. Yeah. Who and where does Quest serve?
So we serve predominantly Washoe County, but we have many clients that travel from the rurals, and we also have a therapeutic group home for adolescent boys, and many of those young men come from outlying areas.
So would it be safe to say that Northern Nevada?
Yes.
Beautiful. And your location is right here in Reno.
Yes.
Awesome.
Our outpatient facility.
Beautiful. And how long have you been here?
We've been open for 17 years, and we've been here for about 15.
And did you have the whole space that you have now?
No, we expanded. We had a smaller space, and we've expanded a few times.
I remember when you took me on the first tour, how amazed I was at the size. I could not believe from the outside how big this place was on the inside. Impressed.
Yes, we started with one staff member, and we now have almost 40.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Doing good work.
Yes,
That's
thank
right.
you.
Beautiful. How about age? What type of age group do you specialize in, and from little to big?
So we serve preteens, so 11, 12-year-olds, and also adolescents, obviously. We have a large population of young adults, 18 to 25, 26, that range, and then we also serve adults.
And when you say serve them, what does that mean?
So we provide behavioral health counseling in the way of individual, group, family therapy. We offer EMDR trauma therapy. We provide behavioral health assessments and mental health assessments. We have
What is EMDR? I can't even spell that.
that is that is eye movement desensitization reprocessing.
That's what I
it
thought
is-
you meant.
Yes, it is. It is a trauma therapy, and we have like 7 staff trained in that. We also have 3 psychiatric nurse practitioners who see our clients for evaluation, medication management, and then they also are all waivered prescribers to prescribe buprenorphine, which many people know as Suboxone, and that helps our clients who are recovering from opioid addiction.
Right, so you can administer prescriptions right here. That's
Yes,
a
and we-
great service.
Yes, one of the things I think that makes Quest really unique is that we offer a lot of services on site here in one location, which prevents our clients from running all over town to get everything they need.
Right.
They can get drug testing here, all the services I mentioned. We do a lot of group counseling throughout the day for adults and then after school for teens. So we have a variety of services in one place. It's nice.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
How does Quest deliver its mission to your clients?
So we have a diverse population that we serve. Some people are self-referred. They're worried about their own drinking or drug use or their mental health, and they come here. Other people are court-ordered. Some people have something that happens in their life, a divorce, the loss of somebody, and they seek grief counseling or couples counseling, something like that. And so we have a wide array of referral sources. We work with a lot of different agencies in town within the child welfare system, juvenile services, youth parole, the hospitals. We believe that the more people we partner with and collaborate with, the more clients we will be able to serve in whatever niche we need to serve them.
Right. Jolene, tell us a story, a specific story of impact, maybe with an adult or a child or a teen.
I truly believe that our staff impacts individuals and families on a daily basis, even with the smallest intervention
Right.
and the smallest just human contact with them. Gosh, the story I was going to share was more about a community impact. You're probably familiar with the overdose deaths from Damani Ranch High School this
Yes.
past year.
Yep.
And around that same time, there was a suicide. Then there was also
Terrible.
a tragedy where a mom killed her family. So we really, that was a huge, that had a huge impact on students, teachers, parents, neighbors. I mean, so many people were calling us wanting services. And our hearts went out to them. Many people are very familiar. It's Reno's small, so that's
Right.
a small community. Many people knew the students and everyone impacted by that. So Quest basically went out. We went out with Join Together Northern Nevada, another nonprofit. We did a parent night for those parents to help them be able to identify what to look for with their teens and drug use. Some of our counselors met with the parents that were there, brought their kids. Those teens had some psychoeducation for drug information that was accurate and not off the internet and
Right.
inaccurate. It was a really important night for parents. We also helped them. Many of them had questions about how to access psychiatry for their teens that they were worried about. And I think that effort, we took many people for grief and loss counseling here. We ended up taking entire families who were struggling with all of these deaths in a very short time. And I think that's really important, that we really put everything else kind of aside and we were just taking phone calls and figuring out how we could be at the school.
Meet them where they're at.
Exactly.
That's right.
We went out there, we met with the administrators, the teachers were just beside themselves. You could feel the grief in the room, them having lost like 5 students in a very short period of time. So that was just something that happened more recently, and I think that really shows.
It's a great example of
Yeah,
impact.
that really shows kind of our love and support and care for our own community.
Coming together. Yeah, love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, our staff worked extra to put things together, and they were amazing. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
As the executive director of Quest, what do you need from the community now?
Well, we want them to get behind our mission to support the mission of Quest in any way possible. That might be in the way of joining our board of directors and volunteering their time and helping us get much needed resources. We, of course, always need donations as a nonprofit. We often have clients who cannot make their co-pays or who we buy bus passes for to enable them to get to Quest. We sometimes might give somebody a gas card. Just anything like that that will remove the barriers for people accessing
Great
treatment.
idea. Great idea.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like for the community to know about your organization?
What I really appreciate about Quest is that we work every day to remove the stigma and bias that is attached to addiction and mental health and just asking for help. We all know how hard it is to ask for help.
Right.
But when someone brings all this kind of shame and secrecy and just embarrassment and guilt and everything that comes with them, and they come to treatment and they get to leave kind of shedding all of those negative emotions and feeling really empowered and confident and healthy and respect themselves and have a far better sense of self, there's nothing better than that for them to go out into the world with that. And our staff, they believe in the people that we serve. And I think all of us need somebody to know that we have the ability to change. We became a certified community behavioral health center, a CCBHC, and we are licensed by the state. So becoming a CCBHC for the community means that we get to treat people who may not have the ability to pay for treatments, and we get some funding from the state for that. And I think that we're the only CCBHC in Washoe County, and I think it really speaks to our presence in the community and what we're able to achieve.
You know, you say you can talk about this all day, but to be honest with you, I could listen to this all day. Your passion for what you do is amazing. I love it. It's contagious.
Thank you.
Considering that the GratisGives funds that you'll receive are unrestricted, how do you plan to use those funds to further your mission?
We had some grant funding this last year that was in its final year, and so that grant funding was for adolescent services for co-occurring disorders, so teens with substance abuse and mental health issues, which is very common for us. About 70% of our clients have a co-occurring disorder, and we want to use those funds for that, to replace that funding, because we would serve anywhere from 16 to 20 teens a year and their families on that grant.
Awesome. That's a great plan.
Yeah.
If someone wanted to reach out to Quest, how and where would they find you?
Okay, so we have a website, questreno.com.
Okay.
They can find us on social media, both Instagram and Facebook. They can
Okay.
follow us. They're also welcome to call Quest, and we also have people that just walk through our door and want
Excellent.
more information.
Beautiful. Jolene, I once again, I want to just welcome you to the program, and couldn't be any more excited to have you guys be part of the program. My whole team is excited about you guys coming on board, and as you're well aware of, I know some of your board members and super nice people, and just filled with gratitude that you're coming on board.
Thank you. It's an honor for us as well. We're very grateful that you guys chose us.
Thank you. All right, welcome back. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. And we are with Jolene. She is the executive director for Quest, and we are beyond excited to welcome you guys into the GratisGives program. We have been talking for about 6 months, and I know a couple of your board members, and they reached out to me. Karen, you're a rock star. Thank you. But I just want to say thank you for joining the program, and I look forward to, as well as every member of my team, looks forward to volunteering with you, serving with you any way we can, as well as, let's jump ahead 360-something days, presenting you guys a check next year. It is going to bring a lot of happiness to a lot of people, so super happy. And if there's anything you'd like to say about what you do or how you do it, they just heard all about it, so...
I just want to say thank you so much for welcoming us to the team, and we look
so forward to the upcoming year and everything that it will bring.
Right on,
Yeah.
right on. Well,
Thank you
thanks for
so
joining
much.
us. Right on.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, we're going to jump
All
right into the next program. The next program is Children's Cabinet. You guys have all heard of Children's Cabinet. They do amazing things. I'd love to tell you what they do, but we have a video for that, and that's going to start right now. Thank you for joining this installment of the 2020 GratisGives Celebration. Now I'm being joined by Kim Young, who is the Executive Director for Children's Cabinet here in Reno. And thank you, Kim, for joining us.
Thanks so much for the invitation.
Awesome, awesome. Super, super excited to do this interview with you. How and when did Children's Cabinet get started?
Cabinet's been around for a long time. We started in this community in 1985, and it was a really exciting time in this community. A lot of growth was just kind of starting to happen, and we had local businessman Michael Dermody, who was talking with one of our local judges, that was Judge Chuck McGee, having a conversation about what Judge was seeing in his chambers and what families were facing and what the needs were, and they came together and created the cabinet.
What is the specific mission of Children's Cabinet?
So we actually have quite a long mission, but I will just synthesize it down to what we always say, and that
Okay.
is about keeping children safe and families together.
Who and where does the Children's Cabinet provide their services to?
So we're actually a statewide organization. We have an office in Las Vegas, we have an office in Elko, office in Carson City, and 4 locations here in Reno.
Wow.
So kind of a little bit here, there, and everywhere. The main hub of operations, though, is right here in Reno.
Okay.
And we serve about 12,000 families a year. And we're reaching the birth to 24 population, and that's something that a lot of people don't realize about the Children's Cabinet. We really have a wide variety of services and a wide spectrum of ages that we provide services to.
How does the Children's Cabinet deliver its mission to those in need?
Directly, honestly, we are in families' homes if we need to be in a home. We have services at our different locations throughout the state. And some are individual, and some are family appointments and services, and some are groups like parent education classes. So it just really depends on the needs of that family, and I think that's one of the real strengths of the cabinet is figuring out what that individual family's needs are and then wrapping the services around them to meet their needs. So we know that everybody has a different set of circumstances why they call us, and being able to hone in on what it is they need, whether it's a basket of food from our food pantry, or it's being involved in our workforce development so that they can get some construction education and find employment. It's really definitely not a one-size-fits-all model. It's based on that family and what their needs are.
Okay. And do you have a lot of, what's your biggest age group that you service? You know, preschool, middle school, what is there?
It's really, so our smallest group would be 18 to 24-year-olds, because
Okay.
they're really, that's just our workforce development program.
Okay.
But besides that, from birth to 18, we are doing family counseling, we are child care resource and referral. We provide child care subsidy assistance, so if a mom needs to get to work and the child care cost is more than what she's making or makes it really hard,
Yeah, that's right.
we have the subsidy program that can kind of bridge that gap. Parent education is for families with kids of any age, and intact family, a blended family, all kinds of different scenarios of parent education that we do. We work closely with Washoe County School District, so we do a lot of programming with the schools and in the schools. We have a program there in 7th grades. We're doing signs of suicide screenings, so we're seeing every 7th grader, and we're talking to them about really tough stuff, but telling them how to get help and who they can ask for help if they need it, and trying to meet those needs.
That's amazing. Kim, tell us how you became involved with Children's Cabinet.
So this is a great story. I was in my junior year at the University of Nevada. I was a business major, and my mom was actually teaching parenting classes at the Children's Cabinet.
Okay.
And I wasn't sure if business was where I was supposed to be, and so I was kind of starting to try to figure things out a little bit, and she said, you should come on down and check out the Children's Cabinet. And it was a very small office at that point in time. Sheila Leslie was the executive director, and there were 2 paid staff. And my mom was a volunteer parent education trainer. And I immediately knew this is where I was supposed to be. It was just right from the beginning. And the cabinet was just on the brink. We started a new program. It was a truancy prevention program.
Okay.
And working with law enforcement and social services and kind of figuring in the schools, trying to figure out why kids weren't going to school. And it was fascinating and terrifying and just things that you couldn't believe were happening in Reno, Nevada at that point in time. And I thought, this is where I'm supposed to be and this is what I want to do. And so that was 1989, a few years ago, and continued, shifted my major over to social work and did all my hours and internship here at the cabinet and had the opportunity to really grow and start a program. One of the things that came out of our truancy education and prevention program was some kids weren't going to school because they just didn't fit in. They weren't matching up academically, and so if their teacher called on them for a reading out loud assignment or something like that, it was easier just not to go to that class. And so cabinet's always been about filling gaps, and we thought, well, there's a gap. Kids need tutoring, and they need free tutoring because it's expensive.
Yeah.
And so we started a volunteer program with the Junior League and really got tutoring launched and filling gaps for kids and providing services.
Love that.
So,
Kim, having been involved in this program for so long, you've got to have a ton of these. But if you would take a minute and share a specific story of impact with either a child or a family, whatever it may be, just share a story of impact.
I think one of the most poignant things that we've done really in the last 6 weeks is that we've been able to keep families housed. And so we know that we have a pretty critical housing crisis in our community, and we know that homelessness is on the rise, and we, as an organization, really, really want to keep families housed.
As the executive director of Children's Cabinet, what could the community do for you now?
The biggest thing really is to contribute to this emergency needs fund. And we're not able to have volunteers in the building right now. We're not able to accept donations for our clothing closet or our food pantry or any of those things that we typically have, but we are out there purchasing we're purchasing diapers and formula, and not only as an executive director, but as a mom who had kids. When you have someone who calls you and says, I just need diapers or I just need formula, you do everything you can to make that happen, because those are things, there's not an alternative
That's right.
for that. And so that's the biggest way that we can be helped at this point.
Excellent. Is there anything else that you haven't mentioned that you want the community to know?
I think the biggest thing is that people don't know about the Children's Cabinet is that we are a birth to 24 organization. So we provide child care resource and referral and child care subsidy and parent education classes and supporting programs with the school district, whether it's case management. We work closely with juvenile services, helping kids that are on probation. And we have a Safe Place program, which is a 24-hour response to any young person that needs a safe place to go to. And so they can call that number and they're immediately connected to one of our case managers. There's no voicemail, there's nothing like that. You talk to somebody who says, are you in a safe place? And then we get them to a safe place if they're not.
When you say that there are staff answering those phone calls from potential people that are in unsafe positions, are those by licensed people?
So the Safe Place calls are fielded by our case management staff and our therapy staff. And so depending on the severity of the call, the therapist is available all the time to jump in and help out. But we also employ a number of licensed therapists to do our free family counseling program. So
Okay.
that's a free family counseling and case management. It was Cabinet beginnings, 1985. We
Right.
started both of those programs, and we hold true to them today because they're so important.
And needed.
And needed
Yeah.
and expensive. I mean, family counseling, if you were to go out into the public sector to to get involved, it's very expensive. So we're definitely committed to our family counseling program and providing that as a free service in this community.
Considering the funds that the Children's Cabinet receives from the GratisGives program is unrestricted funds, how do you plan to use them to further the mission of the Children's Cabinet?
So these funds will go directly to case management, and every family that calls us for help is matched with a case manager, even if they're coming to us for family counseling. We want our counselors and our therapists to be able to focus their time on the communication and the more therapeutic needs. But our case managers are able to help them figure out, do you need food? Do we need to look at your budget? What are the areas where this family needs those kinds of services? So we will use our GratisGives funds to further our case management programs.
Awesome. A fairly popular question that most nonprofits have to answer is, what portion of the funds donated by public goes towards the initiative?
So we're very proud of this. 93 cents of every dollar goes right back to programming. So
That is awesome.
yeah, we have
Yep.
we're pretty lean and mean.
I love it. I love it. Every team member in the Gratis team is inspired by the bridge building component of what we do. We love connecting local business owners to local nonprofits. Do you have a story of connection that has been instigated by the GratisGives program?
Oh, I think probably Squeeze In would be my
Great example.
Yes.
If someone wanted to reach out to you after seeing this video, how should they contact you? How can they reach you? And what is the best way?
Please call us 856-6200. We have another phone number, 352-8090. Call us. We're ready to take your call. If email is more convenient or comfortable, it's mail@childrenscabinet.org or our website. So we'd love to hear from you.
And the website is?
www.childrenscabinet.org.
Right on. Again, thank you. All right. Thank you for taking a minute and learning about Children's Cabinet. Great organization that's been doing great work here locally for a long time. I'm being joined by the Executive Director, Kim Young, and the President of the Board, Rob Gadke. And appreciate you guys coming, and I'm looking forward to presenting this check to you. But before we do that, I want to take a minute and thank all of the merchants that have chosen you guys. We got A1 Window Cleaning. We got Aspen Pediatrics, Bare Knuckle Branding, Battleborn Home and Repair, Property Repair, DSX Voice, Eyes on Hold, Glory Cloud Coffee Roasters, Greystone Business, Gregory Eisman, Dentist, Greg's Garage, Healing One, La Di Da Beauty, Nevada Blue in Carson City, Nevada Water and Fire Restoration. You guys got a lot.
That's awesome.
Northern Nevada Human Resources Association, Omni Chiropractic, Reno Sparks Auto Glass, Squeeze In Carson City, Squeeze In Incorporated, Squeeze In Redwood City, Squeeze In Nevada, Squeeze In Reno, Squeeze In Sparks, Sunshine Auto Repair, Auto Service, the On Hold Experience, and Your Move. Those are all the merchants that have chosen you. For all you guys out there, if you're watching, really appreciate you guys, first, being part of the program, second, picking such a wonderful organization to be part of, and go ahead and share something.
Wow. We just want to thank all of the merchants that have selected the cabinet and the Gratis team for really being out there and talking to the community about what we do and why we do it and the best way we can help kids and families.
Right on.
Every time you swipe that card, you're helping keep children safe and families together. So we appreciate that.
Well said, dude. That's a high five. Right on. Love it. All right, now for the big part. Here we go. Drum roll, please. So, you guys are the, no, I'm not going to say that. So Gratis Gives check for all the merchants combined collectively together to come up with this total for you, and we have a total of $6,375.79.
Yeah. Thank you.
That is
Wonderful.
awesome.
That's
That is
amazing.
awesome.
Yep.
I really can't wait to be able to stand up on stage with you guys again next year and see what the let's say the third year produces. And again, thanks for being part of the program,
phenomenal.
every one of
Yeah.
us.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thanks for having us.
Right on. Thank
We
you.
appreciate it.
Alrighty. Next up we have. Here you go. Thank you. You can have that.
Thanks, everybody.
Good luck cashing that. All right, next up we have, let me see, we have Justin Hope. Justin Hope is a local organization doing great work. This is the completion of their first year in the program, and we're super excited to have them. And I'd tell you a lot about them, but that's what we have this video for. So go ahead and take a minute and check out this video. Welcome and thank you for joining this installment of the 2020 Gratis Gives celebration. We are being joined by Carol Ritz from the Justin Hope Foundation. She is the founder. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Right on. How and when did Justin Hope begin?
Sure. So the Justin Hope Foundation was started in 2011 by my husband and I. We have a child with autism, and so we wanted to share our experiences with other families and allow them to know that they are not alone.
What is the mission of Justin Hope?
We give hope to individuals and families affected by neurodevelopmental disabilities within the community.
Now, Carol, that's not all you guys do. You guys are fairly involved with the legislature, and you guys have some other initiatives to help the community, right?
Absolutely. So last year we were able to help pass a bill that requires all first responders in the state of Nevada to undergo training on how to identify and interact with individuals with developmental disabilities.
Excellent, excellent. You gave us a look into who you serve, but where do you serve? What geographical location does Justin Hope serve the most?
So it depends on the program. We basically operate out of Washoe County, depending on what we're offering, but we do offer trainings for law enforcement and firefighters in the whole state of Nevada.
How does Justin Hope deliver its mission locally to those in need?
So we offer different programs for our families. We offer in-home respite care so that a family that is dealing with a developmental disability can actually take a break from one another, and so it helps them. It definitely benefits the parents as well as that child. We also do workshops. We offer workshops that help families deal with certain situations. We offer support groups as well for the entire family.
In pursuit of the mission that good work matters, tell us a story of impact from the Justin Hope Foundation.
A few years ago, we were able to award the entire family. We adopted a family for Christmas, and so we were able to award that family with an iPad, and then the child just loved to play basketball, and so we were able to also provide him a basketball court, basketball hoop, I should say, and then the siblings as well with gift cards and just other things that they had wanted on their wish list.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. As the founder of Justin Hope Foundation, how can the community help you right now?
We were unable to hold our annual fundraiser, which actually produced the funding for all our programs, and so right now we're really struggling, and so I think donations more than ever would be most beneficial.
And where can they go to do that?
JustinHope.org is our website, and so they can certainly make a donation directly on our website.
Is there anything else you would like the community to know about Justin Hope Foundation?
So the Justin Hope Foundation is here to serve all families dealing with developmental disabilities. I mean, we're not just about autism. We're not just about one diagnosis. I mean, we're here. We're all in this together. We have similar stories, and we like to be able to support one another.
Considering that the Gratis Gives funds are unrestricted, how will you use the Gratis funds to further your mission?
So the funding that we will receive from GratisGives will help pay for workshops and support groups that we will hold for individuals and families affected by neurodevelopmental disabilities.
Carol, I just want to end by saying that you inspire me. What you guys do in the foundation inspires me. You inspire the entire Gratis team, and from my entire team to yours, I want to say thank you for everything you do for our community. Amazing work, and thank you for coming today to have this conversation with me.
Thank you very much for all the support that you provide our community as well. Appreciate it.
Awesome. I am being joined right now with the Executive Director for Justin Hope. Thank you for joining us. Marcella, thank you. Marcella Gutierrez. And I want to say thank you for joining our organization last year. And it's been a great first year. And everyone just learned about what you do. So I want to take a minute first and just thank the merchants that have chosen you guys. We have Scott from Glory Cloud Coffee Roasters, and we have Statewide Lighting. Those are the merchants that have picked Justin Hope, and super thankful for you guys. And is there something you'd like to say to the merchants?
Absolutely. Thank you for your ongoing support. By supporting the Justin Hope Foundation, you are essentially helping the special needs community, and we're changing lives together.
Right on. Well said, girl. Love it. So now comes the check part. You ready?
Yes.
Okay.
We're excited.
All right. No, that's the wrong one. No, I'm just kidding. So, Justin Hope, GratisGives proudly wants to present this check to you for $877.74. Right on.
That's great. It's amazing.
We love what we do. We love why we do it, and it's organizations like yours that make it so rewarding. So, thank you.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank
Right
you.
on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up we have Step 2, local organization. I'm sure you've heard of them. They do amazing work. They've been around for a long time, and their video is up next. When the video is over, you're going to be joined with me and the executive director, and we'll thank the merchants and do the check presentation. Thank you. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining this segment of the 2020 GratisGives celebration. We're being joined by Mary Hutchinson, the CEO of Step 2, right here in Reno. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for being here.
Right on. So Mary, how and when did Step 2 start?
Step 2 was started back in 1986 here in Reno, private local nonprofit organization. There's just one of us. And it was started by a professional woman who at the time had a secretary who was battling alcoholism. And she was a single mom, but really wanted to receive treatment. And the only way for her to go to treatment was if she turned her kids over as a ward of state so that she could leave them and go to treatment because she had no family to help her. And so this woman started thinking there has to be a better way. Women should not have to choose between being a mom and receiving treatment. So that's the concept with which Step 2 was born on back in 1986.
Amazing. Amazing program. What is the specific mission of Step 2?
The simple form of the mission of Step 2 is to break the cycle of addiction in families. Things like alcoholism, drug use, homelessness, poverty, domestic violence tend to be generational, and the goal here at Step 2 is to break all of those cycles and to repair families into healthy families.
Who and where does Step 2 serve?
Step 2 serves adult females battling substance use disorders, and we primarily serve women from the Northern Nevada region, although we often get women from Southern Nevada or the California region as well.
Excellent. How does Step 2 deliver its mission to those in need?
We have a large campus here in the Reno area, and on our campus we have our Family Counseling Center, which is our main hub of all the clinical activity for the women in the program. And then we also on our campus have a 20-bed residential facility that's a dorm-style facility that women live in for generally up to 90 days as they receive very intensive treatment here on our campus. And then when a woman completes the residential program, we have 25 cottages on our campus They are 1, 2, and 3 bedroom cottages, and a woman and her children will move into a cottage here on campus, fully furnished with everything she needs, all community donations. They'll live here on our campus up to another year while mom continues to receive treatment for substance use disorder, and then also while we work with her to help with things like employment and financial security, childcare, all of the things that this woman and her children will need when they complete the program and move out in the community and are successful on their own. So when a woman moves into the cottage on our campus with her kids, it is fully furnished. We're talking pots, pans, dishes, couches, dressers, everything she and her children need to live comfortably in the cottage. And all of that is community donations. Often that's individuals who maybe are getting a new couch set and donate their old one to us. Or a lot of businesses here in town donate directly to that part of our program as well. And when a woman and her children complete that aspect of the program, generally about a year later, and are ready to move into the community, into their own place, they get to take all of that household items with them. So they get to take that couch, that bed, TV, the bedding, the dishes, they get to take all that with them as they start their life after step 2.
So you're setting them up for success.
Absolutely.
I love that part.
The cost aspect of purchasing all those things can be a barrier for a single mom to move out on her own. So the community, the Reno community, provides all of that for the women and children in our program.
Beautiful. Mary, with such an amazing program, you must have a ton of impact with these women. Could you tell everyone a story of impact?
Sure, man, that's hard to do. In my years here, I've met a couple thousand. Since we started, we've served over 4,000 women. One in particular that sticks out only because I'm doing a special project with her as an alumni this afternoon is the story of Amanda. Amanda came to us about 2 years ago. And she had years or decades worth of substance use and also was drug trafficked and human trafficked, sadly. And she came to us with a myriad of issues and involvement in the community and law. But she also came to us with 3 little girls. And Amanda went through our residential program, put the hard work in for sure, and then was reunified with 3 girls who were removed from her through the state here on our Lighthouse campus. So she and her 3 girls moved into one of our cottages. They lived there a year and a half. And during that time period, Amanda continued to receive treatment for her substance use disorder. She worked very hard in trauma therapy to deal with some trauma from her background, as well as we have a very strong domestic violence program. And she put the hard work in to really dig into some of these traumas from her background and issues from her background. And after about a year and a half on our Lighthouse campus, she was ready to move on. She left us gainfully employed with her 3 small girls returned to her, and just childcare figured out, and figured out that balance of being a single working mom. She was doing absolutely beautifully. She moved off our campus about 6 months ago. She continues to do a just outstanding job with her family, but also Amanda has gotten involved with some social causes here in our community.
Oh my gosh.
And is making a huge impact for other women battling addiction or who were sex trafficked here in our community. And her goal is to give back and change lives like hers was.
What a great story.
Yeah,
Oh
she's
my
interviewing
gosh.
me this afternoon as part of a video podcast that she's a part of
I love
on
it.
positive change in our community.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. As the CEO of Step 2, is there anything that you need from the community right now?
On an ongoing basis, we need the support of the community. As I mentioned, we have 25 cottages on our campus that we fill up with a house full of items every time a family moves in, and we rely on the community for that. We also have a lot of events throughout the year that we rely heavily on the community to volunteer and help get involved or attend as a guest. We love to have community members come out to our events. And then, of course, like every nonprofit organization on the planet, we rely on the community for financial donations, because many of the programs that are important to us here at Step 2, for example, our workforce development program, where we have a team that works with women to get them back to work, those aren't grant funded. We don't have specific grant funds for those. So we do rely on the generosity of the community to help fund those. Anybody who's interested in getting involved with Step 2, whether it's from a volunteer basis or coming to our events or coming for a tour of our campus or making a financial donation, should go to our website where all of that information and information on how to get involved is. And that website is Step 2 Reno. That's step, the number 2 Reno.org.
Beautiful. Considering the funds that you receive from the GratisGives program are unrestricted,
Yes.
how will you use those to further your mission in the community?
For now, we're going to be using the GratisGives funds to enhance our workforce development program and get these women back to work.
Tell us a little bit about your experience with the Gratis team so far.
The Gratis team is awesome. I love their passion for the community and for giving back to local nonprofits. I love when they come to tour our campus. Every few months, the team comes out to see what's happening at Step 2 and to learn about what we're doing. And they really take that time, not only to learn about what we're doing, but then to sign up, to volunteer, to get involved on our campus and involved with the local community.
Every team member at Gratis is inspired by the bridge building component, the connection of local business owners to local nonprofits. Do you have a story of connection that has happened because of a merchant signing on or picking you as their beneficiary?
We actually have had quite a few of those connections that have happened, and we've realized Reno's a very small community, and somehow their lives have been touched by Step 2, or our lives have previously been touched by them. One that sticks out in particular is years ago we had an auto body shop that used to do work on all of our vehicles. We drive the women around to medical appointments and doctor's appointments and legal appointments, and it's important that we have safe, reliable transportation to do so, but that's an expense that also not covered by grants, and that's hard as a nonprofit. And years ago we found an auto body shop that did quality work that we trusted not to be gouging us on prices, and they were really reasonable with us because they believed in what we were doing in the community. And the owner disappeared in our mind, but apparently he sold the business and the business moved. We thought the business had closed. And then fast forward 5 years later, I get a call from GratisGives that Specialty Automotive has chosen Step 2 to be their beneficiary. And sure enough, Specialty Automotive was that auto body shop. We just didn't know that they were still around with the new owner, but the new owner had worked for the previous owner, had been touched by Step 2 and by addiction, and was thrilled to find us and reconnect. And so now we have a reliable auto shop for our vehicles.
What a great story of connection.
Yeah.
Mary, thanks for joining today. And I love what you do. My entire team loves what you do, and look forward to seeing you on the next tour.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you and your team for continually taking the time to come see what we're doing firsthand and to help spread the mission of Step 2 in the community.
All right, welcome back. We're being joined right now with Mary Hutchinson. She is the CEO of Step 2, an amazing organization.
Thank you.
You guys just heard all about it on the video. I really loved how that video came out. I loved how they all came out, but I love how yours came out as well. I just want to, before I get started, I just want to thank the merchants that have selected you guys. So we have Aspen Pediatrics. We have Ferendorf Law Offices. That's a tongue twister, by the way.
Yes, it is.
Junk King Reno. Celtic Fish. Kevin Burton Specialty Automotive, and Wire Me Electric. Those are so super. If you're there watching, thank you for being part of the program, and thank you for picking Step 2. It's a great organization. And Mary, when you inspire me. I know you know this, and I've told you this before, but you are an amazing individual. I love how you run the organization. I love your attention to detail and your processes and systems. It's such a well-run nonprofit. It just serving up there and going up there and taking the tours is awesome, and all of us have been there, and we love it.
Well, thank you for all of that. It's very kind of you to say. We are incredibly passionate about what we do at Step 2, and I think it comes out of our pores when we have guests on our campus. We love hosting you guys and having you guys come up and volunteer, and we could not be more grateful to you guys and also to the organizations and companies that have chosen to donate funds to us.
Right on. I'm really looking forward to being up on stage with you again next year.
Yes.
And when we're back in front of a lot of people. So
A live audience.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Well, no, they're live. It's just
That's
gonna go through a couple wires to get there.
Yeah.
All right, drum roll.
All right.
So after your first year in the organization, yeah, that's about it. After your first year in the organization and with the merchants that have selected you, GratisGives would like to present to you, on behalf of the merchants, a check for in the amount of $1,125.76. Right on.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And I look forward to that growing exponentially as we get this bigger and bigger and bigger. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for what you do.
All righty. Thank you.
All right.
And next up, we are going to be joined with Safe Embrace. It's a local organization. That's pretty evident, obviously. We only work with local organizations. But before we get started with the video, I just wanted to make a simple request. I haven't asked for it yet, but I am asking for it now. If you guys could throw us a like, throw us a share, throw us a comment. We'd love it. We'd love to hear what you're thinking about the celebration. It is unorthodox for us this year. We've been working super hard to try to get this done and get it facilitated. And this is my first time going live, so if you could lay off the... thank you. You know what I'm saying. Yeah, right? All right, guys, we're going to start the next video. It's Safe Embrace. Thank you. Good afternoon and welcome to this segment of the 2020 GratisGives celebration. I'm being joined right now with Jessica Cisneros, and she is the Executive Director for Safe Embrace. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm really happy to be here with you.
Awesome. So, Jessica, tell us the story about how and when Safe Embrace came to existence.
Okay, so Safe Embrace actually started off as an agency called Victorious in His Sight. It was a faith-based agency that was founded by Deborah Armstrong to serve underserved and marginalized communities. And so really the goal was to make sure that she was serving most of the people that weren't getting services, so women of color, immigrants, those kinds of things. So that really was kind of the heart and soul of why the agency was developed almost 26 years ago. So yep, that's where we came from. We started off, she did just support groups, and then we were able to get our 501c3, and then we got our shelter in 2001.
Awesome. What is the mission of Safe Embrace?
So our mission is to really end the cycle of domestic and sexual violence through innovative and trauma-informed prevention and intervention services. And so we run the gamut of, we want to try and stop the cycle of domestic violence, sexual assault, and human trafficking.
Right on. And what areas and who do you service?
Well, a majority of our survivors come from the Reno-Sparks area. We do serve survivors from out of state. That makes us really unique in that we don't have any specific requirements. So if you come from out of state, you don't have a 10 or a 15 or a 45-day stay. You can actually utilize the entire program. We are a dual focus shelter, so we serve survivors of domestic violence, sexual assault, and human trafficking. We do define human trafficking as both sex trafficking and labor trafficking. And so we also have a co-ed shelter that is fully ADA accessible, and we pride ourselves on being able to help anybody that wants to access services.
How does Safe Embrace deliver its mission to those in need?
We have a variety of ways that we deliver our mission. We're part of a national network, so we have a national hotline that people can refer us services to. We do a lot of prevention education and outreach, and so we're in the community constantly, just, and a lot of those community providers that have a high-risk population. So we go to places like the Eddy House, Bristlecone, Ridge House, Step 2, Casa de Vida. So a lot of different agencies that we can sort of do in-services to let them know, like, these are the type of services that we offer, but also to educate those populations on, red flags in relationships, things of that nature. We also do a lot of social media campaigning. We do a lot of marketing. I don't know if you've seen our billboards around town. We do, so people know we're around.
Right on.
And so we really try to, get our message out any way that we can. So whether it's, constant spam with newsletters and things like that, we just want people to know we're here.
Excellent, excellent. Tell us a story of impact, someone that Safe Embrace had a genuine, amazing impact on.
I think one of the biggest things that we can do for our survivors and what we do through our programming is when 100% of your survivors maintain permanent housing in a very expensive housing market, that is impact for me. They are self-sustaining. They understand healthy relationships. They have their kids back. They're working, and they're just living their best life.
As the executive director for Safe Embrace, tell us how the community could help you now.
So, we can always use, unrestricted funding. We rely heavily on government grants. I would say 80% of our funding comes from those grants, and we don't know from year to year whether or not those grants are going to be around. Are there going to be budget cuts? Every year we worry about the reauthorization of VAWA, which is one of our grants that supports our sexual assault services. And so really our need is to be able to have a bigger donor base to support Safe Embrace when maybe those grants aren't around anymore. And even within those grants, it's sometimes, our deliverables are, we have very strict guidelines on what we can spend our money on. And so, if I need to send a mom and her 18-month-old son to Montana, that's not in my grant.
Right.
So to have those unrestricted dollars to be able to do that, because I could put her on a bus for 8 days for $60, but I'd rather spend the $600, $700 to put her on a flight to make her comfortable and to get her where she needs to be.
Right. Is there anything else you'd like to tell the community that you may have left out?
I think it's just a matter of, there really are no barriers. And that's what I want people to know, is that you can come here, you can get quality services, and there are no barriers to access services.
What is the process to contact you? Is it a first in, first out? Is it how do they qualify?
So a variety of ways they contact us. So we do have web forms. We have a lot of survivors reach out to us on social media platforms, because sometimes that's the only way they can reach out to us. We do have a 24-hour hotline, and we also work with a lot of community partners for referrals. So like victim services with like RPD, Sparks Police Department, if they have someone, they can refer them to us. And so what they call, we talk to them. We actually base all of our clients coming into services based on a lethality assessment. So it isn't first come, first serve. So if we're looking at a survivor who, whose significant other has access to a firearm, they've strangled them in the past, they're not employed. So we look at those indicators as the highest risk, because those are the things that we've determined, in the state of Nevada. We are constantly in the top 5 of even wives and girlfriends being murdered by their intimate partners. So we take that lethality piece really seriously. And so if someone calls and they say, I'm trying to flee an abusive situation, my significant other has access to firearms, this is what happened, but the last strangulation occurred yesterday, those are the situations that time is of the essence.
Wow.
And those are when we try to put them in hotels if we don't have a bed, because we do run a wait list. There are 18 people on my wait list right now, not including children.
Considering that the GratisGives funds that you receive from the program are unrestricted, and knowing exactly how important that is to you guys, how do you plan on using the GratisGives funds when you receive them?
So, the greatest thing about the unrestricted dollars that we get from GratisGives is there's no time frame to use the funds. That's another barrier that we face with a lot of even our foundation grants. Sometimes there's an expectation that they're spent within a certain amount of time. And so if
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Tell us about your experience with the GratisGives team so far.
Amazing. We had everybody out. Everybody went and toured the safe house. I don't know if you've had an opportunity to tour it.
Oh, I've been there. Oh,
You've been there. Yeah. So I think it's nice to have a company that we work with that actually wants to see what we're doing. They don't just come, they're like, oh, that's great, you have a great mission, but to actually see it in place. And I think sometimes it really helps that connection. It builds those relationships, because you can actually see what we're actually doing.
That's right. See the impact.
Yes, absolutely.
It arms us to be able to speak more intelligently to the business owners here locally about what it is that you do, and with a level of depth that if we didn't tour and didn't have a good understanding, we wouldn't be able to. Every team member at Gratis is inspired by the bridge building component. That's the piece where it makes us feel warm and fuzzy when we connect a local business owner to a local nonprofit that otherwise we're not connected. Do you have a story of connection that was provided to you by Gratis or a Gratis member?
I absolutely do.
Awesome.
And it's a good one.
Nice.
A lot of our survivors that come in with their kids, they don't have access to healthcare, or they haven't set up healthcare. One of the things that we were able to do with Embrace Dental, they actually did exams and cleaning on all the kids in our shelter,
That is
which was
awesome.
amazing. So that is one less thing that a survivor who is fleeing a relationship had to think of. I got to make this dentist appointment, or I got to do this, because obviously there's a lot going on. So
Yeah.
Embrace Dental offered to do all of the cleanings and the exams for all the kids in the shelter at that time, and it was really remarkable.
That is amazing. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
With so many credit card processors out there today, what would you tell a business owner that is potentially considering GratisGives?
Well, I would say it's kind of a win-win for everybody. You know, I mean, if you're lowering their fees and they get to give back to the community, to someone that's actually in the community, for me, it's a huge win.
Yeah.
Save me money and support the community, you know, because I like that the money stay here. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that we're not giving to national organizations. I mean, these local companies give where they live. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I think is really great. And
Oh, I love that. Give where you live. Mm.
And who doesn't want to save money on
Yeah.
fees? I mean, come on, it's a win-win. It's a win-win for everybody.
Right
so,
on.
yeah.
Right on. And can you take a minute and tell us how to contact you and tell us your website?
Yeah, so you can contact us. Our hotline number is 775-322-3466. That can also patch you through to donations, admin, that kind of thing too. But that is our 24-hour hotline that is manned here at the office from 9 to 5, and then after hours by an advocate and myself sometimes. You can also contact us either via our Facebook or Instagram, LinkedIn. Otherwise, our website address is www.safeembrace.org.
And I'm sure that the safeembrace.org site is set up for donations.
It absolutely is.
Right on.
Yes,
Right on.
absolutely.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Jessica, I can't thank you enough for first and foremost what you do for the community, what you do for Northern Nevada, what you do for these women and children are amazing. I am fortunate to be part of it and just know what you guys do and how you do it. So I just want to say thank you from everyone. I also want to say thank you for being here today and taking part in this, and I love having you as a GratisGives participant.
Oh, we love it. It's
Right
been
on.
great. Yeah, it's been phenomenal. So we we appreciate that relationship very much too.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that video and learning a little bit more about Safe Embrace. Super excited about and honored by having you guys in the program. You guys are a great organization, doing great things. But before we get started, I want to take a minute, just like I did with everyone else, and say thank you to the customers and merchants that have selected you guys as the beneficiary of their processing. So first, we have Battleborn Health, Crown Collision Center, Embrace Dental, Exotic Designs, La Di Da Beauty, Loca Tile Group, Nevada Blue Reno, OCG Creative, Omni Chiropractic, Sierra Sunrise Wellness Group, and Statewide Lighting. Those are the merchants that have picked you guys. And if you're watching, guys, I just wanted to say thank you for two things. One is, first and foremost, picking Safe Embrace as a beneficiary, and as well as being a part of the GratisGives and helping us move this mission forward. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I also want to say thank you. This money will help save a lot of lives and help our survivors. So thank you guys so much for doing this.
Right on, right on. So this concludes your second year with the program.
Yep.
And was that? Someone forget to silence my phone?
Yeah.
Right on, hey, that's right, we're live. Coming at
It's
you
happening
live.
either way.
Okay, so now we're gonna get to the check presentation, and can I get a drum roll, please? All right. Okay, so the merchants that have selected you guys and Gratis are beyond honored to present to you guys a check for $3,652.91.
Thank you.
Very, very pleased with that.
Unrestricted, right?
And looking forward to another whole year. Looking forward to this has gained some traction. It's gained some legs, and I'm really looking forward to this magnifying and evolving over time. So thank you for being part of the group.
Yeah, no, thanks for having us.
Keep on the mission. I love it. I love it.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for joining us.
All right.
Right on. So now we're going to get started with the with the next, excuse me, how do I say this word? Video. And the next video is Nevada Diabetes. And Nevada Diabetes is a local organization. They've been here for a long time, and you're going to learn a lot about what they do. And thank you. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining for this video installment of the 2020 GratisGives celebration. Today we're being joined by Sarah Gleach, who is the Executive Director for Nevada Diabetes Association. Thank you for coming.
Of course.
So I got a few questions for you. I'd love to know. How and when did Nevada Diabetes start?
So the Nevada Diabetes Association was a collaboration between two different entities in 1996. There was a national diabetes organization that was here locally in town in the greater Nevada area that said, you know what, this just isn't our community anymore, we have to kind of pull away. And then the Adult Resource Center that was specifically, focused at diabetes. Those two merged in 1996, and they started taking over our camp programs, and specifically Camp Buck, which is at the heart of the association.
Is that one of the camps I went to this summer?
That is the camp you went to this summer. It's also the camp that I started at as a camper.
That was awesome. I could not believe how many kids were there, and the energy at that camp was phenomenal.
We bring 225 people together and talk about a disease.
What is the specific mission of Nevada Diabetes?
The specific mission of the Nevada Diabetes Association is to have a program and service for anybody affected by diabetes right here in our community. So our goal is to make sure that every dollar that's raised, every service that's out there stays right here to help our brothers and sisters and loved ones.
Love that. That's super important to Gratis as well. Who and where does Nevada Diabetes serve?
So like I said before, we have, a program and service for anybody affected by diabetes. But just last year, we helped over 14,000 people here in our community with all the different things that we offer.
How does Nevada Diabetes deliver its mission to those in need?
We like to be the organization that is boots on the ground. So if it's going to your front door, if it's doing things on social media, we want to make sure that it directly gets to you. So programs like nutritional programs that are out there, a toolkit for everybody from diagnosis, maybe coming right out of the hospital, continuum of care. So many different ways that we try to reach our community. But we are right here directly for you. And, a Nevada grown product and serving our Nevada people.
Love it. And you guys do, how many camps a year do you guys do?
So we do 6 resident camps. So that means that they're coming every single day. But total number of days programming for the association is at 106 days.
That's crazy. And you guys have a huge golf tournament every year.
We do. We actually have 2. We have a great one over at Toyabe that's sponsored by a lot of our great local heroes here, like Reno Vulcanizing, Duncan Golf Management, Northern Nevada Toyota. They all come out, and we have another great one down in Las Vegas as well at Red Rock Country Club. But a fun time, and it usually raises all the funds to help our scholarship kids go to camp, because that's a huge part of it. And
as you're talking, what age group do you specifically work with?
All ages.
All ages.
We take them for, little itty bitties until, 100 plus years old. And that was my personal goal, to make sure that we weren't alienating anybody that had, something with this disease that was going on. I wanted the kids maybe that were just graduating high school to have a place where they can call it home. Or maybe you have a 3-year-old, and what are you going to do putting them into daycare? Or you have a grandmother that's really struggling. We need to make sure that diabetes is so many different, it's not one thing. It doesn't look the same for each person. Right. So we serve them all.
Right. And do you have a personal story with Nevada Diabetes?
I was 5 years old, and I got diagnosed with type 1. And, it was right now, I look at it as the best worst thing that could have possibly happened. Right. But I would not take it back. If I had to redo my life again, I would say I would still want this disease. So 5 years old, got diagnosed, came out to the camps that the Nevada Diabetes Association was hosting. And I'm not a camp person.
Right.
And something just sucked me in.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter who was there. It could be, your city slicker, or you can have, somebody that loves the country life. But together, that's what glued us together, because we had this common issue, which was this chronic disease. And something that was powerful about it that said, yeah, I'm going to go camping again. So it started there for me personally. Went to the University of Nevada, graduated from there. And then they're like, hey, do you want a job?
And when was that?
Yeah. A little while ago. Yeah, a little while ago. But, I got a job because of this disease, and I want to make sure we can pay it forward and give the respect that was given to me for the opportunity. So that's what we're going to do around here.
Right on. And talk to me a little bit about your team.
Oh, I have an amazing team. I
know
surround
you do.
myself with the best people in the world. And we have 6 different people that work in the office. And so we have somebody that is specifically just for camps. Another person that just does our community outreach programs. So our support groups that meet each month. And we have 6 different support groups as well. We want to make sure we have something a little, kitschy for everybody out there. We have people that just help run our grants, and our community presence that way. We have people that are just running social media because it's such a big impact right now for everybody. So if you want a different way to learn, hopefully we have something that's right for you. So great team.
Sounds like you got all bases covered.
We hope so.
I love it. I love it. Tell me a story of impact, one that resonates with you.
So a couple different stories. One being that we have kind of like a storefront here. We're right on Virginia Street by the federal building. And we had somebody just walk in one day and they're like, I saw your sign. I was like, oh, okay, well, what can we help you with? My doctor told me that I have prediabetes. So let's just get that cat out of the bag. Prediabetes is a blood sugar when you're not eating, usually over 120 or even 150, some would say. So they walked in here and it's like, let's just get you a meter so you can take your blood sugar at home. So they came in, they got their meter, they did all this. Just being able to give them that tool. Yep. They came back a year later. They go, since you gave me the opportunity just to be able to measure what this disease was, I did the things. I went to the places that you suggested. For their particular instance, they lost some weight. They got back into that happy homeostasis, of type 2. And they go, now I don't have diabetes anymore. But what's better about that is I didn't know that I was losing my vision. I didn't know that I wasn't actually feeling my feet. I didn't know all these different things. I just thought I was getting older. So, giving them just simple tools. And that's what a diabetes lifestyle is, just a healthy one.
As the executive director of Nevada Diabetes, how can the community come together and help you today?
There's a couple different things that I would love for the community to understand. What really is diabetes? We actually have almost 20% of the population here in Nevada that has one of the forms of diabetes, and some of them don't even know it yet. So understanding that diabetes is just the body's inability to break down carbohydrates, and you need carbohydrates in order to have energy in the body. It's not a death sentence. There are little things that you can do. And then if you're like, what, I have a loved one, and we all have a loved one that has this disease. Every 17 seconds, somebody's getting diagnosed.
Wow.
Come over and help us out. If you're one of those professionals in town that's like, I've really been impacted by this, I promise you everything that we do here at this organization goes right back into our community. So if you're like, I really want to help people get more nutritional value information. I want to help you fundraise. I want to be able to help you put on a camp. Come down and we definitely would have a volunteer opportunity for you.
Is there anything else about the organization or what you do that you want the community to know?
Diabetes isn't going anywhere, and it's a big thing. So, like I said, every 17 seconds, somebody in the United States, every 13 seconds, somebody internationally is getting diagnosed.
Wow.
So we need to change our mindset. So having organizations like this, giving back to organizations like that, we make sure that we can get the right message out there for everybody. Now, when you're looking at the little kids, and I was one of those little kids, and I had every tool that you could possibly imagine. My mom was a medical professional, all these different things. But the problem that she had at my diagnosis is they go, okay, you're going to have to give her insulin. You're going to have to monitor her blood sugar. You're going to have to see what she eats, monitor her stress level. It's when they got to the 7th item, she broke down.
Wow.
And she's like, how am I supposed to keep this child alive? And she's like, I have all the schooling in the world and I don't know how I'm going to do that. So we need to have these support systems. It's not just for the kids, it's for the families. It's for the loved ones on that. And it's so much more than just going into a doctor's office and saying, here are your lab results. This is what you're supposed to do. We need to be an organization that can fill those holes and glue, the community together. So we appreciate everybody's support coming out here and let us doing something that I know personally has changed my life.
Right on.
And, I want to make sure that we keep going for everybody else.
Well, I can speak for Gratis that we are super excited to be involved with you guys.
We appreciate you and your community so much. And it's just, even those little things that you can do have a major impact. They did for me.
Right on.
And hopefully we can do more for others. If we, if it's getting somebody a meter, it's keeping them out of the emergency room. We have probably 26 different programs just to help you out right now. So, you have a question, call us up. If you're like, I need medications today, call us up. We have programs that are there to help you.
considering the GratisGives funds that you receive from being part of the GratisGives initiative, how will you use the funds that you receive from this program?
There's two different ways I would like to use these funds for. One is for our campership scholarship program. These are for kids that camp is a great program, diabetes camp specifically, because it's an immersion.
Mhm.
You know, it gives a respite to the families,
Right.
But it gives an education class for those that it's not clinical, you know, and you can kind of troubleshoot things with your peers. So the scholarship program for these kids to go to camp, because it costs us about $1,300 just to send a kid to camp.
Each
Right.
child?
Each child.
Wow.
Even with almost 100% volunteer staff that
Right
gives
on.
up their time. And then two, we want to give it to our emergency medical program. One of the biggest things about emergency rooms and them getting, caught up, and that is that people just need insulin. But they'll go to the emergency room, they'll get one shot,
Yep.
and that will last you 12 hours. Now what?
Now what?
Are you
That's
supposed
right.
to go back? So feeding that program so we can get them prescriptions, get them on continuum of care, so they can have something month to month. And they won't die.
That's
It's
awesome.
as simple as that. It's saving lives. So two programs, our camp scholarship program and our emergency medical fund.
It makes everyone at Gratis warm and fuzzy to know that we can help with things like that. I'm telling you, it's just amazing. Love it. Tell us about your experience with the GratisGives team.
Oh.
You've met everyone.
I know. They're great. No, GratisGives, they do care and you can feel it. And that's what a little bit different. When you have people that come in and say, hey, let me talk to you about your credit card processing, you're like, wonderful, another cold call. But what GratisGives can do is that they show you specifically where that money is going.
Right on.
To know that you're having an impact with other nonprofits around town and we're all kind of working together just to help this community out.
Yep.
It's a program that I hope that you guys are very proud of, because I'm very proud to be a part of it.
We love the concept of collective impact and the fact that the community can come together, even if it's regardless of the size of the business owner, that we all can have an impact.
Do more.
Yeah, we're trying.
Yeah, do more.
With so many credit card processor as options to local business owners, what would you tell a local business owner that might be considering going with GratisGives?
What's great about Gratis is that they do the work for you, right? Everybody wants to save money.
Right.
Okay. So go just have the conversation, show them a couple of the different statements that you need to do and let them do the work for you to see if it's great. And they're going to tell you if it's not.
Yeah.
And then they're going to say, hey, this other part where you were paying these fees or doing X, do you know that could go to a local nonprofit?
Right on. Yes.
Now you say where your money goes.
Yeah.
And that's even better. I know it makes me feel better.
Why pay the credit card companies when you can pay it?
Exactly.
Donate it to a local nonprofit. Right on.
Yeah. So let Gratis do the work. We'll let you know.
Sarah, I can't begin to tell you how thankful I am for having you as part of the GratisGives program, and the whole Nevada Diabetes staff has been amazing. And we just look forward to many years of these style events.
We appreciate you guys, liking our mission. And now, honestly, I call you a friend.
Right on.
So thank you so much. And thank you to your wonderful team that puts out the mission of the Nevada Diabetes Association.
Awesome. Thank you.
Of course.
All right. So now we are being joined by Tara Winkleman, who is standing in for Sarah Gleach, the Executive Director for Nevada Diabetes. And we're also being joined by Nate Gibson. Thank you guys for coming today.
Thank you for having us.
Right on. And thank you for being part of the family and the whole GratisGives movement. I completely appreciate it. Before we get into the check presentation, though, just like everyone else, I want to go ahead and thank the merchants. The merchants that have selected Nevada Diabetes are Healing One, Kate's Logos, Maslow Creative, MacArthur Photo Imagery, Nevada Motorcycle Specialty, Reno Tahoe Nace, and Sunshine Auto Service. That's like the third time I've screwed that up. Sunshine Auto Service. So if you're listening or if you're watching, I just wanted to say thank you for being part of the GratisGives family and also picking such a great and wonderful organization, Nevada Diabetes.
And thank you, Kirk and team. You know, we couldn't do what we do without the generous support of, you know, your
Right on,
mission.
right
so
on, right
thank
on.
you.
And this is your second year in the program,
Mhm.
so I look forward to many years of this. I really enjoy having you guys as part of the program. You know that Sarah and I go back. Sarah's got a son, my son's age, and
Mhm.
we're all good. So you guys aren't going anywhere.
Thanks for having us.
So let's do the check. You guys ready?
Yeah.
For the check?
We always like money.
You sure?
Oh yeah.
All right. Drum roll. All right. So everyone in the GratisGives family, as well as all of the GratisGives merchants that have selected you, is honored to present to you guys a check for, let me see here, 3,000, what does that say?
233.
3,230, what is it?
3.
200. All right, it's getting low. It's getting long. Let me see, $3,233. There we go. Thank you guys, and I appreciate having you guys part of the program. I look forward to next year's program with you guys.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Thank you. All right, you take that with you.
Oh.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Our next video up for you guys today is Disability Resources. They are a brand new organization to the GratisGives family. We are super honored to have them join the organization. What they do for the local community is amazing, but I'm going to let you guys go ahead and learn it from a video. Thank you. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining this segment of the 2020 GratisGives celebration. I have the amazing opportunity to introduce to you today one of the new nonprofits that we will be adding to our program this year. We are being joined by Vivian Ruiz, who is the Executive Director for Disability Resources right here in Reno, Nevada. Thank you for joining us, Vivian.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, and we're extremely excited to be joining the GratisGives family. Thank you.
Right on. Vivian, tell us exactly how and when Disability Resources started.
Absolutely. So Disability Resources was started about 27 years ago by a group of mothers with children with disabilities who wanted to see their children to have the same opportunities like you and me. So being able to live independently, having their own home, going to work every day, having that sense of purpose and continuity of services to be able to achieve their dreams.
Awesome. What is the mission of Disability Resources?
Disability Resources' mission is to help individuals with disabilities achieve their highest potential through individual goals and supports.
Excellent, excellent. Who and where does Disability Resources serve?
Disability Resources supports individuals in several different programs. We are the largest intermittent provider in the area to assist people to live independently in our community. So we help with different supports based on need, anything from representative payee services to money management services, going to doctor's appointments, or going to the grocery store to complete grocery shopping. There's a wide array of services that we offer depending on what that individual is needing. Then Disability Resources also has a DBA as New to You Computers. We accept electronic donations in from the community, which we either refurbish and put in our New to You Computer store, or it's recycled environmentally friendly. New to You Computers provides a job development training program for individuals with disabilities. We currently support approximately 40 individuals in this program, teaching them job skills, anything from soft skills to building a computer. So part of the things that they learn is identifying, how to dress for work, how to, lunch breaks coming back from work in a timely manner. But also part of our program is we have different sections, and they help with all aspects of the warehouse. But one of the things that are most special to me is that we have a computer giving program where we give free computers to individuals with disabilities out in the community. And we have individuals who are part of our job development training program, which help to build those computers to be given to people with disabilities in the community.
Awesome. If someone was to take a tour of your facility, explain to them what they might see.
Well, they would get to see many of our individuals in the program and the amazing things that they're doing in this program and the amazing things that they're accomplishing. So going through our program, you'll see we have different sections. And one of the sections is our dismantling section, where they're taking in the electronics that we receive from donations from the community, and they're dismantling and breaking them down to the bare minimum as possible. So the more we break it down, the easier it is for us to recycle.
And you break them out into different categories and put them in different spots in the warehouse, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like you take all the copper out, you take all the plastic out, you take all the different components out.
Yes, motherboards, everything. Bare minimum is the further we can break it down, the easier it is to work with our vendors and for them to take our recyclables. It's easier for them to take our recyclables. So you see individuals through the program breaking down and dismantling, which is a key part of our workforce, helping us get everything broken down so that we can get ready and ship it out. But you're also going to see people in our data destruction area, where we have trained individuals to utilize and use our degausser, which is a device that you put in hard drives, and it demagnetizes the disk that's inside the hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
And basically erases the data from that. So they help in that section as well. Then we have individuals who work in our donation area where they accept the donations from the community. And the greatest thing about that is that seeing the smiles on their face when the donors come to drop off, and it really gives them a sense of pride and joy in their work. But also they feel supported by our community, that people are coming and donating because their donations help to support our job development program. Everybody in our program, which is very different from many programs, receive minimum wage or higher. And that's very important because there's a lot of different programs out there that pay on piece rate. We don't do that. They come to work, they're working, they get paid by the hour, and it doesn't matter how much they complete or how much they dismantle. It's an hourly rate, and that's something that we're very proud of. And they have such pride and and sense of achievement for the work that they do. They're part of our work crew. They're not people with disabilities, they're part of our work crew, and that's something that we're very proud of because they help us get the job done that's needed to function and to be able to support this business.
Vivian, tell us a story of impact, a specific person or a specific story.
Absolutely. So many of the individuals that we support are low income. So many individuals require state assistance of some sort. With them being able to come to work and earn a paycheck, and getting the skills that they need, it helps them on that road of self-independence. And that's something that we're most proud of. We had one individual who was in our program who received a full-time job at the airport.
Right on.
And yeah, it's
That's
very
awesome.
exciting. And so that was based on the skills that they had learned in our program. And after that, they were no longer reliant on state services for income because they were able to get a full-time job with benefits to be able to support themselves going forward. And that sense of accomplishment and seeing that and seeing the excitement from that individual,
I bet,
is priceless.
As the executive director of Disability Resources, what could you use from the community right now?
Well, financial support is always something that any nonprofit needs. We support currently, at any given time, approximately 150 people between both programs. So we have the Disability Resources side, where we're the largest intermittent provider in the area, supporting individuals to live independently out in the community with daily life skills. And then we have our New to You Computers job development training program. We're assisting people with developing job skills. So donations is something that can always help our organization, because electronics that we receive from the community helps to support our job development training program. And so the donations are a key part to our success.
Is there anything that we may have left out that you want to make sure the community knows?
One of the biggest challenges that we are trying to overcome is that somebody might have heard of Disability Resources, but they've never heard of New to You Computers.
Mhm.
Or they may have heard of New to You Computers, but have never heard of disability resources. So we are really trying to bridge that gap that when you hear of either one of those organizations that you know, yes, those organizations are connected and they're supporting each other and doing great work in the community and doing various types of services to help individuals with disabilities to achieve independence.
Yep.
That's the goal. Disability Resources supports individuals with developmental disabilities. So that can consist of autism, Down syndrome, but we also support individuals with dual diagnoses. So that could consist of somebody having one of these diagnoses and then having schizophrenia. So our services are a wide array of services based on the need for each individual.
Considering that the GratisGives funds that you receive will be unrestricted, how do you plan on using the GratisGives funds when you get them?
So part of the monies that would be received would really help us with supplies for our JDT program. Safety is key for us. So every individual that we support that's in, for example, in our dismantling section, they're required to wear a full head mask, and they're required to wear gloves, and then they wear arm guards to make sure that when they're dismantling that it reduces the amount of risk to the individual. We do not take any shortcuts in safety, and we want to make sure that everybody that's working for us has the right equipment.
Everyone on the Gratis team is inspired by the connection component of what we do. We love the fact that we're bridge builders between the local nonprofits and the local business owners. I know that you're just becoming a member of the GratisGives family. However, do you have a story of connection that we may have provided you already?
I do. I have actually several. One of our board members is part of the GratisGives family. That is Kenny McCormick, and he's with Celtic Fish. And
Great guy.
He is an amazing guy. And when I had mentioned in the board meeting that you were coming out and you were doing a tour of the facility, he was super excited that we were being looked at as a potential partner.
Excellent.
And had nothing but wonderful things to say about you and your team and all the wonderful work that you do in the community. He's a proud supporter of the GratisGives family.
Awesome.
Also, Scott Coleman with Glory Cloud Coffee.
Great guy.
He is an amazing guy. So he was connected with me from a mutual board member, and he came out and did a tour. And he started to tell me about GratisGives and all the wonderful work that you're doing for our community. That was another individual that really helped to demonstrate the vision and the good work that GratisGives is doing for our community. He was very passionate about the work that you're doing and was very proud to be a supporter of GratisGives.
With so many credit card processors available today, what would you tell a customer that might be considering GratisGives as their processor?
I would tell them that that's the only way. If they want a reliable service that they can count on by a great group of people who really care about our community, there's no other choice. It's a no-brainer. GratisGives is the only company that I would recommend to anybody out in the community.
I certainly appreciate that. Vivian, from all of us at Gratis and from everyone watching, we want to welcome you first to the GratisGives family, and super excited about having you join. And I'm sure there's going to be a ton of merchants that really, really love what you do. And thank you for joining us today, and love learning more about what you do.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. All right, thank you for watching that video. Hope you guys learned a lot about our next nonprofit, Disability Resources. They are out of Reno, and we couldn't be any happier to welcome them into the GratisGives family. We are joined right now with the Executive Director, Vivian Ruiz, and she has been with the organization, I believe, for how long you've been with them?
14 years.
14 years, awesome. They do amazing work, and if you get a chance to go out there and take a tour after they open back up, definitely take a tour.
Well, we would love that. Please,
Right
please
on.
give me a call. I'd love to give you a tour.
And succinctly, what do you do?
We support individuals with disabilities to build their independence.
Well said. I love it. I love it. We are very happy to have you join the family, and all of us here are super excited about it. I know I've taken the tour a couple of times. I know my board has taken the tour. I can't wait to get these guys in there to take the tour of the facility because it's going to blow their mind. But because you're a new one, we don't have a check. But I look forward to, seriously look forward to, next year getting on stage with you in front of a whole bunch of people and presenting you with a nice big check.
Well, that would be amazing, but we are just grateful to be part of the GratisGives family because, as I had stated before, it's a no-brainer.
Hey.
And it's a win-win situation for all of us, and mostly for the people we support in our community. So it's a great thing that you all are doing, and on behalf of myself and our board and the organization, thank you for all that you do.
Right on, right on. Thank you, thank you. And so we're going to jump into our next video now. Our next video is Achievement Beyond Obstacles. They're a great organization working with seniors from high school. I won't tell you any more. Go ahead and watch the video, and we'll see you in a couple minutes. Thank you. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining this segment of the 2020 GratisGives celebration. I'm being joined with Johnny Pullman, who is the board president for Achievement Beyond Obstacles. Thank you for joining us, Johnny.
Thank you very much, Kirk, for having us.
Excellent, excellent. How and when did Achievement Beyond Obstacles start?
Well, it started with a very small program in my Rotary Club in 1996. And we started working with students who were overcoming major obstacles. But in 2014, we were joined by other Rotary clubs, and we expanded the program to what it is now.
Okay, and is it a local nonprofit? What is it?
Yes, we're a local nonprofit. We work with the Washoe County schools and charter schools and private schools as well.
Excellent. So it's not necessarily a national Rotary program. It's right here in Northern Nevada.
This is local Rotary clubs of the 4 largest Rotary clubs in Reno. There are 8 of them in Reno Sparks.
Okay.
So the 4 largest in Reno Sparks are actually members of the board of directors of this nonprofit.
Okay. What is the mission of Achievement Beyond Obstacles?
The mission of Achievement Beyond Obstacles is to provide scholarships and support to students who have overcome major obstacles in their lives. We have students who have been homeless, who have parents who are in prison, or who they have had problems with the law themselves. They've overcome all of these obstacles and continued in school. And we recognize them where other scholarship programs don't. And another thing that we do is we follow the students all the way through school or trade school. We don't just desert them after their first year in school or after they were just awarded the scholarship.
That's great. That's great. When you say school, define school for me. Are we talking middle schoolers? Or are we talking?
We work with high school seniors.
Okay.
And when they get their scholarships, they can go to the local schools, UNR and TMCC, or they can go out of state or to a trade school.
Okay. And so this program is specifically for seniors that are locally here, that are looking to go to further their education.
Correct.
That have, as we would say internally, stayed in the pocket. I mean, they've been dealt some things that are not necessarily normal, and they've had the ability to stay in school and really get the job done.
That's correct.
Okay.
For example, one of our students who is entering grad school with a national fellowship this year
Right on.
Is a graduate of Minogue, and she spent her last 3 years of school taking care of her father, who was overcome with a really debilitating illness. And so her mom couldn't work. They had to take care of him. And so we worked with Lauren, and she went to UNR, and she's now entering grad school. We're really, really proud of her.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Other than scholarships, is there anything else you do for the seniors?
Yes, when they're selected by the counselors at the high schools, or they're nominated by the counselors at the high schools, we have a 2-day intensive leadership training with nationally known trainers. We then later provide them with a day of financial literacy training. We have mentorships with Dean's Future Scholars up at the UNR campus.
Yeah.
And with the student resources at TMCC. These are all separate events where we get together with the students to prepare them with the tools they need to be successful, not just in college or trade school, but in life.
Beautiful. I love that. So you're helping setting them up for success.
Yes.
Beautiful. Tell us a story of impact, a specific story about maybe a specific child or senior that was part of your program.
Okay. One person I can think of offhand is Omar. Omar is now going to be a sophomore at UNR, and he is from Sparks High School. Some of our kids are overcoming major illnesses. They've been hit with cancer or immunotherapy or some kind of issue that has made it really difficult for them to operate in the world. And we have very many success stories with these kids as well.
Beautiful.
You know, one thing I'd like to say is that when these kids are nominated, they're nominated based on the strength of their character and their determination to succeed and overcome obstacles. It's not just based on grades.
Hence the Achievement Beyond Obstacles.
Correct.
I love it. I love
Yes.
it. As the board president of Achievement Beyond Obstacles, how can the community help you now?
Well, the most help we could use is financial support. We are taking students not just through their first year in college, but all the way through. And we can only help about 25% of our students in their second, third, and fourth years of college. So that would be very helpful. This year we gave $21,000 of scholarships to seniors entering college and $26,000 to continuing students, 2 of which are in grad school and 1 is applying to law school.
Beautiful.
So we've worked for
That's
them for a long
amazing.
time. Yeah.
When potential donors look into nonprofits, one of the things they look into, obviously, is what percentage of the money that's donated goes to the actual beneficiaries.
Mhm.
What percentage of the money donated goes to the actual students?
100%.
So that you have no paid staff.
We have no paid staff. But the most important thing is the local Rotary clubs support the organization in the beginning so that the trainers that we have and the events we put on that are direct services to the students are already covered with those donations. So any donations from the community goes 100% to support for students for books, fees, tuition, and other things they directly need for school.
It's great to know. It's great to know. Considering that the GratisGives funds are unrestricted funds, how do you plan on using the GratisGives funds to further your mission?
I think for the most part, we plan to use the GratisGives funds to support our continuing students. As I mentioned before, we can only afford at this time to support about 25% of what we would like to for these students that are continuing in their college careers in a successful way. So most of the GratisGives funds will be going to that.
Beautiful. Tell us about your experience with the GratisGives team.
Well, I would say that my experience with the GratisGives team has been overwhelmingly positive. Whenever I have talked with them, it's always been positive, and I always leave with a smile on my face.
That's good.
And they've always solved the problem.
Yeah, nice, nice. Every team member at Gratis is inspired by the bridge building component of the program, the part that connects local business owners to local nonprofits. Do you have a story of connection that has been provided by the GratisGives initiative?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I do. GratisGives has really attempted to form a network of the nonprofits that they serve with their program. And I was really not very well connected with the 4Kids Foundation, for example. And they worked with us to help find a job for one of our students. They worked with us to get a computer for another student. Obviously, they have to meet their criteria as well. But they were more than happy to work with us. And we're also hoping to get a closer partnership with Safe Talk for Teens.
Beautiful. With so many credit card processing companies out there today, what would you tell a potential business owner that is considering going with GratisGives?
You know, we're all busy, Kirk. Business owners, people who work for business owners, we're all really busy and we can't always devote the time that we need to support our community. The model for GratisGives is really important because it allows business owners to contribute to the community just as a course of business and to also get to know about the nonprofits in the community and the nonprofits to get to know about the business. And networking like this is one of the most important things we can do to build a strong community.
Beautiful. Johnny, I want to say, first of all, thank you for what you do for our local seniors. The ability for them to go to school. Sometimes you are the catalyst as to why they can go to school.
That's actually true.
I just want to say thank you. And I think what your organization does is amazing. I think you're amazing. And just want to say thank you for coming in today and having this conversation with me.
Well, thank you, Kirk. And we also are very grateful to be able to work with you.
Right
So
on.
thank you.
Thank you. All right. All right, guys, thanks for watching that video about Achievement Beyond Obstacles. I'm being joined right now with the executive director. Excuse me, the board president. All week I've been working on that. I had it right a minute ago. Being joined with the board president, Johnny Pullman. Right?
Yes.
And super thankful for you to come in today, and I'm very, very excited to have you guys in the group. I love what you guys do, and the team loves what you guys do. And now that everyone's had a chance to see the video, they already know what you do, and I'm sure they love what you do.
I hope so, because those kids are sure worth it.
Right on. I love that. So I'm going to go ahead and do the thank the merchants that have selected you guys. I'm going to get it out. Don't you worry.
Okay. I'm just glad you're talking and not me.
Okay. So the merchants that have selected Achievement Beyond Obstacles is Front Office Staff and RK Food Mart. And if you're watching, guys, out there, I just want to say thank you for, first of all, being part of the program. Second, I wanted to say thank you for picking Achievement Beyond Obstacles, a great organization. And do you have anything to say?
I just want to give our gratitude and our students' gratitude as well for all of this assistance, and to Gratis for creating a wonderful networking organization that not only we benefit with funds, but also with knowledge. And we really appreciate that.
Awesome. That's super thankful. Thank you. All right. So now we're going to do the check.
Check.
Drum roll.
Drum roll. So Gratis, on behalf of GratisGives family, as well as all of the merchants that have selected you guys, I would like to present to you the check in the amount of $791.80.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Awesome. It really feels good because I know exactly what you guys do with that money, and I know that there's some students, regardless of whether or not they're seniors or they're already in college, that's going to benefit from that money. And I look forward to seeing that check grow each year, and because of new merchants will pick you guys.
Well, and 100% of this money goes to the students.
Right on. I love it.
Yes.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Right. Thank you.
All right. And then, so we're going to get started with the next presentation. The next video you guys are going to watch is from the Women and Children's Center of the Sierra. And we're going to be joined by the executive director here when you come back from the video. So thanks for joining us, and enjoy the video. Thank you. Thank you for joining this segment of the 2020 GratisGives celebration. I'm being joined with Pam Russell, who is the executive director from
the Women and Children's Center of the Sierra.
Nice. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, I'm jazzed to be here. Thank you so much.
Right on. Right on. So Pam, when did the Women and Children's Center of the Sierra start?
Actually, it started back in 2008 and initially was formed to help women get some job experience, also some diapers, and then move into a little bit of training. They had a coffee shop where women would work and get to know how to do the cash register and service and customer service and all that kind of stuff. And then it has morphed into classes, educational classes for women, life skills classes. Oh my goodness, diaper bank, we still have that. We're food pantry, baby items, and our most amazing thing right now is Mommy and Me, which are classes for moms to get to know each other, provide support to each other, and learn stuff. It's amazing.
So Pam, you mentioned diapers.
Mm-hmm.
And when I learned this, it blew me away. How many diapers a month do you guys give out?
Between 7,000 and 9,000 diapers each month.
That is absurd.
We help women who are living at 185% of poverty or less. And women come in, get their diapers, but at the same time, in addition to the diapers, we do an intake with the women to find out what are their other needs. So, okay, yes, you need diapers. What else? Are you hooked up with these kinds of services? On and on and on. And we find out what the woman is really needing so that we can help her more, not just with diapers, but help her to move her life forward.
Excellent, excellent. I just saw a shipment come in just about 5 minutes ago.
That's right.
How often do they come in?
Well, Some days we get a pack or two. Other days we have to go purchase. Other days we have people like the woman bringing in the diapers. They said, "Oh, I was at Costco. I bought you some diapers."
Love it.
It's wonderful, and we have.
We live in an amazing community, don't
Yes, we certainly do.
It's amazing.
Absolutely do.
If you were to summarize the mission of your nonprofit, what would it be?
The mission is to help women escape poverty in order to provide a better life for themselves and their children. We do this in a multitude of ways because we are here to serve the women in what their needs are. We're not here to say, "Oh, well, this is what we're going to do." We listen to the women that we serve, and then we figure out how to get them what they need or where to refer them.
Who and where does the Women and Children's Center of the Sierra help?
Predominantly, the women we serve are from the Truckee Meadows, and we are very easy to work with. We have some requirements to get diapers, but if a woman can't find the child's birth certificate or birth confirmation, we'll say, "Come in and we'll figure out where you can get another one." But if somebody needs help, we're here. That's all there is to it. We have amazing women that work here. There are only 3 of us and Pat, who's our volunteer. But we are erring on the side of compassion. That's sort of our little Czech word. And it doesn't matter where the person comes from. We'll come on in. If they don't qualify, well, we'll figure out where they can get what they need. If they do qualify, which most everyone who comes in does, then we'll give them the services we've got, when we'll get them going on their particular journey moving forward and provide the support needed.
Love it. That's great. Pam, tell me a story of impact, a specific person or a specific mother.
Oh my goodness. Well, I can't limit it to one, so there you go.
That's fairly common so far, by the way.
Okay. When I first started, we had a woman working here. She was actually working for through the Department of Welfare and Supportive Services. And in the time that she was here, she got her GED, she learned how to drive, and she left an abusive relationship. And now is working on her own and living well, and everything's going great. And for me, there are days when working with a person who is just in a bad way, I think that a success is her just walking through the door.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as successes, we see them every day, every hour, and that's the beauty of WACS.
Beautiful, beautiful. As the executive director of the Women and Children's Center of the Sierra, what can the community do for you right now?
Right now, we need food, perishable and non-perishable. Rice and beans are huge, but we definitely can use food. We can use toilet paper and cleaning supplies. Right now, we can't use used clothing. I brought that up before, but got some diapers hanging around? Absolutely. Sometimes we will take household items because women need that kind of stuff, and sometimes toys, depends on how much we have in stock.
I see a lot of toys here. Are these donated?
Actually, yes, they all are.
Right on.
Yeah, and this whole room, I should give a little shout out to Reno Kiwanis Sunrisers. Put up shelves and got items for, this is our children's room.
Beautiful.
And it's the most happy place in the world.
That's right.
It really is. Money is always good. Our website is waccs.org, and there are a couple ways to donate, or you can also mail a check to 3905 Neal Road, number 2, Reno, 89502. These are our biggest needs. As we get a little bit busier and open up classrooms, we're going to need some more volunteers. But right now, is not a time to start adding volunteers. So, but as we are today, but yes, we utilize volunteers very much so.
Considering that the GratisGives funds that you receive will be unrestricted, how will you use those funds to further your mission?
As with most unrestricted funds, we use GratisGives money for operating expenses, keeping a roof over our head, the utilities, the computers, the phone systems, and maybe even some salaries as we need. But it's having the flexibility of gratis funding is one of the joys of working with GratisGives. It's only one of the joys because they really care about helping the community through their business. And Kirk does an amazing job of setting things up and getting them to happen.
Oh no, my team does. I just show up in the morning.
Okay, Kirk and his team.
There you go.
All right.
Local banks, local attorney, local escrow company, and local nonprofits. Do everything local. Love it. Love it.
Right.
You guys, I'll tell you what, some things that we like to say in the office is, this is our corner of the earth, and if we've got to take care of this corner. And I think that you're doing a phenomenal job. And thank you for joining me today, and look forward to seeing you next week.
Well, it's been my pleasure, and it'll be my pleasure next week too. Thank you so much.
Right on. Thank you.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you guys for taking a minute and learning about the Women and Children's Center of the Sierra. And we are honored to have them as part of the GratisGives family. We love what they do. I mean, these guys give out up to 9,000 diapers a month. That's crazy. I love it. But before we get into the whole everything in the check presentation, I just want to take a minute and say thank you to the merchants that picked you guys, okay? We have Bare Knuckle Branding, thank you. Clarify Bookkeeping, Sierra Sunrise Wellness, and Squeeze In Chino Hills. Those are the merchants that picked you guys, and look forward to next year having a whole bunch more merchants on that list. And is there anything you'd like to say?
Oh, yes, there sure is. I am so grateful for the places that have picked us because we really need the help. And we have so many women that come in on a daily basis almost to get help and get over barriers. And I would also like to thank the entire team, including Kirk, not leaving him out, for
I appreciate that. That feels good.
For all the work you do on behalf of the community and the Women and Children's Center. And working with you is just plain a privilege, nothing else.
Well, thank you.
And I have one more thank you, and that's to my team that's back in the office, batten down the hatches. We have Angie and Vanessa and Pat's our volunteer for 10 hours a week, and boy, oh boy, they are the heart and soul of the organization. So I just wanted to get a thank you into them as well.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
You ready for the money?
You betcha.
Right on, right on. Okay. So on behalf of GratisGives and the GratisGives team and all the merchants that have selected you, we would like to present to you a check in the amount of $807.98.
Boy, oh boy, thank you so much. That's a lot of diapers.
That's right, that's right. So I'm sure that this money will go to amazing use. I know your organization well, and I couldn't be any happier to call you a partner. And I just wanted to say thank you.
And I couldn't be more proud than to be a partner as well.
Right
so
on.
Thank you all.
Right on.
You, sir, you rock.
Hey, nice. So next up, we're going to be joined by the Executive Director for Safe Talk for Teens. Now, if you don't know about this organization, you need to. It's a great organization. Take a minute, learn about it through this video here, and when we come back, we'll be standing with the Executive Director. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. Today, we're being joined by Joe Dufour, the Executive Director for Safe Talk for Teens. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Tell me, how and when did this Safe Talk for Teens initiative or the nonprofit start?
So we opened our doors in 2013. We are a nonprofit. This is the brainchild of Michael Dermody and a close friend of mine who chooses to remain anonymous. And the idea behind it was to service kids with unmet needs.
Joe, talk to me about when you say children with unmet needs, what are you referring to?
We coach life skills, the essentials. I call it the foundation of life. Positive and healthy coping tools, improve decision making through core values, goal setting, and we also provide a safe and confidential place for kids to come talk to an adult to help them navigate through the stresses, difficulties, and challenges of life.
What is the mission of Safe Talk for Teens?
Our mission is to motivate kids, redirect them, guide and assist them, and when necessary, since we're not counselors, we're therapists, we're life coaches, when necessary we refer out to counselors and programs throughout the community.
Excellent. Where do most of the children come from? Where do you find the people that need your program?
Most of our kids are referred through the schools.
Okay.
School counselors, administrators, teachers, even secretaries.
They must love what you do.
Absolutely. It's a win-win situation between our program and the schools. We help them, like I said, really deal with the negative emotions of life, of anger, sadness, depression, stress.
Good stuff.
Anxiety.
Yep. We've had a lot of conversations. We've sat down at your desk many times, and I love not only what you do, but I love specifically how you do it. I love the fact that it's very process-driven, and it's not always with just the kids, is it?
No.
Okay.
No, that, in fact, our first appointment, we meet with the kids and the parents. So we explain the program to both, all right, and we have an written exercise that we engage the kids in, focusing on the coping tools, improved decision making, goal setting. Upon completion of that, we give the kid the opportunity to decide if they want to talk to us alone or if they want their parents to stay. There's no right or wrong answer. It's based on their own individual comfort zone. So, but the main thing is we want kids to feel comfortable in opening up to us, okay? Laying the cards on the table so that we can navigate from there. We understood when we started this program that one of the unmet needs were that a lot of kids just don't feel comfortable talking to their parents about some things or anything. But they really do need an experienced adult or an adult to talk to help them navigate the negative emotions of life.
Right. What are the age groups that you serve, and what geographical location do you serve?
So we serve all of Washoe County, including Incline. So all of Washoe County, and the age groups are 8 to 19.
So you've touched lightly on the processes and the written process that you bring a child through. Talk to us a little bit more in detail about how you deliver your mission to the children.
So first of all, once I explain the program, okay, and I get some feedback both from the kid and the parents and find out what the dynamics are that we're talking about here, I take it over from there and I establish a relationship, rapport. All businesses are about relationships, as we know. I'm very transparent, so I'm willing to open up to the kids and let them know a little about me, about some of the challenges that I've had as a young kid and throughout my lifetime. And then initially how I made the mistake of turning to the wrong coping tool to cope with one of or several of the negative emotions that I was dealing with at the time. Life happens, and for me it was my parents initially arguing at home, and then that led to a divorce, my father's death in the family, having to move away from Gardnerville, where I grew up with all my buddies for almost 12 years and dreamed of playing football and baseball at Douglas High School. So we ended up moving in the 8th grade to, of all places, Sun Valley.
Okay.
And so that was a difficult transition, and the most difficult part of that was losing my friends. So I was experiencing all of those negative emotions. I was mad, sad, stressed, depressed. I had anxiety and grief based on the loss of my father.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, I had to acclimate to my mother's marriage, my stepfather. He ended up being a nice guy, really nice guy, but it was me that wasn't willing to accept another man in my life.
Yep.
So I say all this because these are really
common
in the family unit. Maybe a little different, but it all starts in the family unit.
Right.
You know, and that's why we really focus on mending relationships between the kids and the parents. And we actually have an exercise that we utilize in which the parents write down 3 things that they can change about themselves to improve their relationship with their child, and vice versa. So we try not to leave any stones unturned once they come into our doors.
The children that come to you through the guidance counselors are not necessarily are not necessarily children that have fully lost control. These are people that are showing warning signs or indicators. Or talk to me a little bit about that. What constitutes a guidance counselor reaching out to you?
Well, honestly, any kid, any adult would benefit from positive and healthy coping tools, improved decision making, because as we know, adults make poor decisions as well at times.
I think I might have to book an appointment.
and of course, the goal setting, and lastly, probably most importantly, the importance of coming to a safe and confidential place to come talk to me or our other life coach, Gary Landa, who's also very experienced, and he retired from the school district as a school counselor.
Excellent. Talk to me a little bit about your team.
We have a fantastic team. Gabriela Wadron, aka Gabby.
Right.
She's our office administrator. And Gary Landa is our newest member of our team. As I mentioned, he's retired from the school district and came on board in January.
Tell me about a specific story of impact, or maybe a child that sticks out and one that just kind of blew your mind.
Well, I've got quite a few of those, and we'd be here a long time if I talked about more than one. But one that I'll share is a young lady, Hispanic young lady. I say young lady, she's a sophomore at UNR right now. She wants to be a nurse. But anyways, while she was in middle school at Pine, she started having some drug issues and gang issues. She went to Galena High School, and her counselor referred her sophomore year, which is when I started seeing her. And she had some challenges with her father, some relationship issues. Ultimately, after years, we mended the fence for them. So that's obviously one of the things we do. But anyways,
Joe, that is awesome. I love
thank you.
that.
I appreciate it.
Keep going. Don't stop now.
I wasn't going to, because the best is yet to come. But anyways, so her senior year, she had to write an essay for the Rotary Club, and I found out this information from a principal in the school district from another high school, Darville Bell. He made me aware that during the interview, this young lady had mentioned that if it wasn't for Safe Talk for Teens, she wouldn't be here right now.
Wow.
So that really hit home. And I didn't. Who knew at the time, But we're definitely having a tremendous impact on kids here in this program, and just lending a set of ears and just pointing them in the right direction, coaching them in life skills, how to get through those difficult times.
Joe, as the executive director for Safe Talk for Teens, how can the community come together and help you now?
I tell you what, I'm so impressed by this community. They're so giving and caring. We have foundations that donate to us, parents that donate to us. Our services are free, completely free, but parents still insist on giving us something, and that's from the heart. That's fantastic. So how can they help us? Keep funding us through donations. Joining with GratisGives, it's a unbelievable program.
Joe, I just wanted to say thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And before we end, is there anything else that you forgot to mention that you really want the community to know about Safe Talk for Teens?
Well, I guess that would be that, yes, our bread and butter are schools. We partner with schools, so we do get most of our referrals from them. However, anybody can access our program. All they have to do is go to our website.
What's your website?
Just give us a call. Safe Talk for Teens at safetalkforteens.org.
safetalkforteens.org. Excellent. Considering the GratisGives funds are unrestricted funds, how do you plan to use them to further impact the community with your mission?
Well, we'll continue using those funds. For example, $325 services one kid through 4 appointments, and if they need more than 4, if they have 10, we'll still continue seeing the kids based on that $325 donation. So, for example, $5,000 will service approximately 15 kids, and $10,000, 30 kids.
Right on. Excellent.
So yeah, we'll continue doing what we're doing, but we need that continuous flow of donations coming in order to keep our program going for this community.
More funding, more kids.
Absolutely.
That's a pretty easy formula.
And we've been open 7 years, and we've touched a lot of kids, but we just want to expand throughout all of Washoe County, and the more kids, the better.
Mm-hmm. Tell us about your experience with the GratisGives team.
The GratisGives team is just phenomenal, to say the least. You and all of your staff are just very, very positive. Your heart's in the right place, obviously, with the GratisGives program. Again, it's a win-win situation for business owners to save them the credit card processing and to give to the community. In fact, we've even had part of the team volunteer here, so that's what kind of people you have on your team.
Right on.
You've been blessed.
We are a lucky group of people. We have good people. Thank you. Every team member at Gratis is inspired about building bridges between the local nonprofits and the local business owners. Talk to us a little bit about some of the connections we've been able to create for you.
Those connections have absolutely been phenomenal. Those business owners that choose us, I can't thank them enough. They're definitely making a difference. Without those business owners, without our foundations, who I'm very grateful to as well, and all donations, they're helping us help kids, and therefore making a tremendous difference in this community and making it a better place to live overall. Because having been a juvenile probation officer for almost 26 years, I understand the importance of working with kids and families as early as possible. One of the things I'd like to make clear is we don't just see kids that are exhibiting the early warning signs of absenteeism, grades are starting to slip downhill, changes in attitude or behavior at home or school. We honestly see kids, great kids, that perhaps need some motivation, need a little push, or even those kids that are putting a little too much pressure on themselves. You know, and I'm talking kids that have a 4.0 GPA, may be involved in sports or other extracurricular activities, ROTC, what have you. They're putting a little too much stress on themselves. So it's important that they learn how to manage that stress.
Great point.
And that's what we do here. We teach these kids how to manage those negative emotions of being mad, sad, stressed, depressed, anxiety, and worst of all, grief. And having been through some of those myself as a young kid, I can relate, of course. So that helps those kids buy into our program, and it also helps us establish that relationship. So when kids come here, and parents, I mean, it's pretty low key for the most part. It's talking, okay, one-on-one. If the kid decides to talk to me alone, or if they want the parents present, that's fine too. Totally up to them, as I mentioned earlier.
With so many credit card processor options out there available to business owners today, what would you tell a potential business owner that's considering using GratisGives?
What's there to think about? I mean, it's honestly, it's a no-brainer. You're saving money. Who doesn't want to save money in their business fees? And you're contributing to the community.
Joe, you inspire me, dude. I love it. Thank you for coming today, and thank you for sitting down with me and explaining to everyone how Safe Talk for Teens benefits the community. And as always, if there's anything I can do for you or my team can do for you, please let us know.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that, and thank you for having me, and keep doing what you're doing. You guys are moving mountains. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you for watching that video about Safe Talk for Teens. We are very excited to have them in the group. I love what they do. And I want to introduce to you Joe Defer, who is the Executive Director for Safe Talk for Teens. Great guy, super interesting to talk to. He's got a great story. And I want to, before we get into it, I want to take a minute and thank the merchants that have selected your organization. So we have Arco Pedico USA. We have Biza USA. We have Ecliptic Web, Glory Cloud Coffee Roasters, Nevada Blue Reno, Nevada Vein and Vascular, Sierra Sunrise Wellness Group, Sparks Diesel Service, Sunshine Auto Service.
Finally,
Got it.
That one right.
Sunshine Auto Service, The Purple Bean, Vanishing Lines Injectables, and VCM Collision Center. Guys, if you're watching now, I just wanted to say thank you for a few things. One is being part of the GratisGives family. We appreciate you, and I'm super appreciative of you guys picking Safe Talk for Teens. I love what they do. They make a huge impact for these kids, and I just wanted to say thank you.
And I'd like to extend a huge thank you to these merchants that Kirk just read off. Without you, we would not be able to help the kids and families in this community. And without the help of this great team here, GratisGives, as well as our donors. Wow, I mean, this community is just incredible. And on behalf of Safe Talk for Teens, our board members, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the people in the trenches, Gabriella Wadrone, our office administrator, and Gary Landa, one of our youth advisors. They do the heavy lifting. Thank you guys all so much.
Right on, right on. And I'm under the impression that you might have come here for some money.
Yes.
Beautiful. I think I have a check for you. Let me check.
Money always helps.
So, on behalf of GratisGives family and the GratisGives team, all the merchants that picked you and all the merchants that are gonna pick you, which I'm sure they're gonna be many, we would like to present to you a check for $3,407 and what's the cents over there?
90 cents.
90 cents. Awesome. Wow. Right on.
Thank you so very much to everybody.
That is right there the definition of collective impact. When a bunch of people come together and make a difference. So, Joe, I just wanted to say thanks for being part of the family. I appreciate you. I appreciate what your organization does. My team loves working with you. They really enjoy spending time with Joe and everyone on your team. And I think you're making a huge impact in the community.
Well, thank you very much. The feeling's mutual. I love working with your team as well. And once again, a big thank you to the merchants, donors, and team Safe Talk for Teens.
Right on. Dude, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Right on. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up here for a second. I just want to, overwhelming, guys, for me personally. Had to happen. Guys, thank you for watching today. I just wanted to give you guys a total for the day. Today, over $30,000 was handed out to our local nonprofits. That is because you got new merchants out there making a commitment to take a portion of your savings and allocate them to the nonprofits. It doesn't cost anyone extra money. It's just a portion of the savings. So if you're watching this and you are not part of the program, please consider becoming part of the program. Our program needs you. Our community needs you. Our nonprofits need you. They're busy at work. You're busy at work. Let's build a bridge and connect you guys. Now, guys, for the 2-year total, last year's celebration and this year, we are also today crossed over $50,000 handed out to the nonprofits. That is awesome. Thank you. So, when I mention give where you live, that's what I'm talking about. Guys, thank you very much for joining us today. That's it for today's presentation. That is the conclusion. And if you have any questions, give us a call. Someone here would love to speak to you. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.